Let's start some D&D, shall we, with the Cryptic Cabal coming back. Season 2, Session 18. We return after taking a quick weekly hiatus. We are back from last time. Last time we left off, I believe, was when you sold was the episode where you sold off Minion, right? Just to make sure I'm in the right mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Yeah. So as the last session opened up with you lot having the three giant digester chickens having been killed, waking up in the middle of the night as you were being circled, what appeared to be just large dire lions that seemed to attack the party, trying to take off with your prey. The creatures fought and tried to hold their ground, one seemingly able to cast magic, as Gygax and Tuntun would try and do battle with the creatures, Tuntun tearing into one, while Gygax managed to, if I remember right, grapple for a moment before letting the lioness escape. After convincing her that taking the large digester was not worth it. As the three of you had managed to fend off and hold out the rest of the night, the party, come morning and daybreak, decided to take their kills and bring them back to town. Still with Minion, and still continue with the expectation of keeping the party member with them at the time. The party would return to meet with the young guard that had been guarding up at that northern gate at the time. As the party met with him, convincing him to set up an audience with Seji, the ruler of these lands, to hopefully get a job with the mercenary group before the war kicked off with the Thrycreen. The party would find themselves storing the digesters in the barracks, which was quite comical due to the quite large size of these individual creatures, and trying to shove them into a very small doorway. Though after a while, the party managed to get this done and returned to the inn where they sought out Utham one final time, if I remember correctly. As a few dealings was placed down, a confirmation and a little bit of rope, the previous Rakshasa known as Minion was sold off to Utham in exchange for, if I remember, actually, what did you get out of it for the price? I forget.
It was 2,000, I believe, and the box of infinite food, whatever it was.
That was, the infinite
Yeah.
food. Yep, that's right. The infinite food preservation and everything. Yes. Okay. As you guys got paid, handed your items, Utham would take his prize, leaving town and leaving you lot back in town to take basically what we did, a weekend off. We come back to the party having stayed at the inn, waking the next day. As you come together in the the bar of the inn itself, the very long-nosed troll with his large black mole kind of still there looking at you a lot and kind of watching you as you scarf down the food, almost in amazement from the smell alone, as this today's menu item seems to be what looks to be called a pimple shark, boiled and broiled to perfection as it's listed. But as this is served out, as you lot kind of sit around, the quest board already posted, a few moments go by as a young orcish boy comes running in, looking familiar from before, the same young guard that had helped you with the digesters, comes waltzing in now in what looks to be heavier plate of green metal, kind of smiling as his long glaive looks to have been kind of inlaid with gold and even more green colorium. He smiles brightly and goes, dudes, and the rest of you, I got King Seji's mercenary work for you. He says he's unfortunately too busy to meet with you, but I have brought what he had offered for work. As he kind of sits down a couple of orders and goes, we have a couple of mercenary jobs on offer around town, and with the expectation of other mercenaries have already been hired on being sent out. These are the groups that are going out. If you're interested. And he kind of looks at you and smiles and goes, I took a little bit of liberty and only got you the highest recommendation once, as after you guys kind of got me a huge promotion over here, as he kind of smiles looking at his glaive and his armor.
Well, thank you for bringing these in, and I'm glad I could help you with that promotion.
He nods and goes, "Yeah, I'm now serving the Seiji himself. I'm literally right underneath the second biggest brain, and working alongside. I can't believe it." And he kind of gives a big smile and goes, "But Seiji said himself that this was the recommended quest for you. And that you'll be meeting up with another member according to what he had already requested." And kind of looks at you a little nervous as he kind of gives a smile and goes, "Is there anything else I can help you with? I mean, do you want me to come along maybe, or maybe I can like carry your stuff? I mean, anything at all."
Uh, if you would like to come along, you may.
He kind of smiles and goes, "I mean, I owe you everything. I wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for those digesters that you all killed. I got even credited as helping you for some reason."
How do you fare in combat?
I mean, I've never fought anyone.
I think it's for the best you stay here. I don't want anything to happen to you.
Are you sure? I mean, I'm strong. I mean, the second biggest brain himself told me I would make a great soldier and that I was gonna do fantastic on the front lines. He also mentioned something about being able to explode and making a great impact on the battlefield, but I just kind of dismissed that.
I slowly blink at that, and I feel bad for this kid.
He is smiling, though slightly looking still like, slightly nervous and kind of almost a little anxious on his face as he looks at you. I imagine Gygax and Tuntun just tearing into the hefty shark that's been put in front of them.
Fuck yeah, absolutely. Until that, and then suddenly Tuntun looks off in the distance as if he's heard the colony leaves.
As Tuntun just kind of looks up as in the middle of this conversation and looks at the kid, looks at Doots, and then kind of looks outside and just starts kind of climbing down off of the stool he had managed to get himself up onto. At this point, Longnose has kind of had made set up so that way Tuntun can lean up onto the table a little bit more effectively. Just kind of backing up as he starts to walk towards the door, not saying a word.
Okay. How about this? You can tag along, but should at any point you feel you are not up for it, or if things are not looking well for yourself, do not feel obligated to stay.
Oh, perfect! I thought you were gonna turn me down. The rest of the guards kept me here because when that one criminal came out of the house with a bunch of stuff, I mean, I kind of may have ran away after he threw a knife at me. But I'm better now. I've got this hefty new armor and this new weapon. I know I can hold my own here. As he kind of like stands affirming himself, putting his weapon down on the ground, like puffing out his chest as much as he can.
Well, then I look forward to seeing your capabilities in combat.
He smiles and goes, "I won't let you down. By the way, why did Tuntun just leave?"
I'm not entirely sure, but I hope he has a good reason for it, and hopefully we'll be back by the time we're ready to leave.
He kind of looks at you as he relaxes and goes and leans down and goes, "Is this normally how mercenaries work? Is it just like open? You just come and go?"
Yeah, more or less.
Wow, it's so
I
exciting.
disappear.
Are you all? As Gygax hides, hey, a kid looks around over the table and goes, "What the? Wow." I mean, like, how do you guys, like, communicate to know when to show up?
When you've been traveling long enough with certain people, you kind of get a little mental connection.
Bluff, 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 bluff. I'm joking.
Yeah.
I keep eating.
He just looks over at the pieces of food disappearing, kind of registering this. He goes, huh. Okay, stands back up and goes, all right, so do I follow you around?
Feel free to. I don't really intend to be doing much right now, though.
Kind of nods and goes, okay.
I pop out of hiding. Shopping? We go shopping?
Kid jumps
We can
back
go
a little bit.
shopping.
How can
Yes,
something...
we can go shopping.
How does something so large do that?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. He just does it.
He must be... are you part, like... Are you, like, a pseudo-troll? Wait, were you experimented on by the Toth as well?
Huh?
And looks at Gygax and looks back at Dudes, expecting kind of like the expectation on his face of you understanding, and goes, well, "Yeah, you're an experiment of some sort, right? No?
I'm not. Gygax, he's asking if you were ever tested on by the Toth.
The who?
You remember that bird person we met a while back?
I didn't get to eat him. And I thought that was a her.
Yeah, that's why I address it as person.
The kid looks, the young orc looks between the two of you and goes, interesting. So living and talking luggage. It's rare you see that these days. He kind of like looks at Gygax up and down for a minute, just kind of like stare, like quietly whispering this to Doots as he looks at him and goes, as he kind of stands himself back up more affirmed and goes, all right, well, I'll be waiting, I guess, out front if you need anything. I'll attend my duties in town. Just let me know when we're leaving as far as it goes. He kind of turns and
Hold on, wait. I have something for you.
He kind of stops halfway in the turn and looks back with a slight grimace on his face as he looks at you and goes, uh-huh.
My mouth opens up, and there sticking out is a great axe handle. This is for you.
He doesn't seem to move his hand or even move it all towards you, just kind of standing and looking at you and goes,
Take it.
No, I'm okay. I've got a glaive here.
This'll be better.
I don't take this personally, but I feel like this moment I stick my hand into your mouth, I'm gonna be swallowed.
I stick the handle out so far that I could not possibly bite him, holding on to the tip of the great axe.
Is this like a trap? Are you gonna... I don't want to be eaten. I've heard the rumors that you eat heads of trolls and such.
I grab the axe and pull it out.
Uh-oh.
I offer it to him.
Wait, which great axe is this? Remind me.
Does he take it?
He looks at it and just kind
It's the
of...
curse.
with the spittle on it and just kind of looks over at Doots and goes, again, I'm okay. I've got the glaive. I don't want to, it's got mimic goo on it. I don't really.
So he does know what a mimic is.
And he kind of like looks at it as grimacing slightly as he watches Doots holding it and the dripping saliva onto the ground and just kind of seems to kind of wrench his face or tighten his face up a little bit, and as he looks at you and goes, I think I'll stick to the glaive. I appreciate. I don't mean to offend, but I don't. I mean, as you said, if I go down, or worst case, if I get taken into like a hole in the ground, I mean, you'd hate to lose that axe, right?
No.
Kind of looks to Dudes, slightly like nervousness on his clearly on his face.
Gygax, I don't think he wants the axe.
Oh, okay. I take it back and put it back in my...
Just
Stomach?
theoretically. Just kind of looks over and goes with a like you see a little bit of a grimace on his face again as he kind of backs away and goes, I'll be going. As he kind of starts to like slowly like take side steps out and then turns and walks out.
I look at Dooch. So we're going shopping now? I need medicine.
Yes, we can go shopping now.
Woohoo!
All right. Meanwhile, we jump to Tun Tun, who is finding himself down at the very bottom of a very dark, very damp, and very closed-off area. As you look around Tun Tun, there's no obvious or visual way of getting out of this dark cave, as you are clearly deep underground. As Zebril kind of stands to the side of you, you watch as Zebril kind of begins to breathe over a large pit in the ground filled with what looks to be thousands of trolls, just kind of mindlessly walking about, though they seem quite small in their stature. Though as he begins to breathe, these creatures begin to seem like relax, sitting down and just kind of stare up at him. As he does so, kind of turning to you, as you breathe in, you begin to feel your brain go almost blank, Tun Tun. As soon as it does, it begins to recover, and you find yourself kind of reawakening, eyes clearing, and almost the world around you seems to be clearer and easier to see and understand. You can hear Zebril's thoughts almost clearly in your head at all times now. As you walk about, you can hear the other illithids that are walking about, looking at the pens full of trolls, kind of speaking amongst each other. All of it seems to clearly now connect with you. As this goes on.
Welcome, Timothy Tumberton, to the Hive.
My word, my good man. This seems just wonderful. This is the best I've felt in my 2 short years of life.
I'm very glad we could do this for you.
I hope...
Please,
Go
as a
ahead.
parting gift, Zebril will kind of extend one of his hands, and just like pinched between the 2 massive claws on his hand is like a 5-gallon clay jug that has some viscous like amber fluid kind of lightly sloshing in it.
Oh no. As you're offered this Tun Tun, as you look at it, it seems to almost gleam unnaturally, as there's not really much light down in here. No more than there needs to be, but every bit of light that seems to flash throughout this dark cave seems to naturally give a flash to the amber-like liquid, causing it to glow slightly every time you look at it.
Well, you know what they say. Bottoms up, chip, chip.
I mean,
Yeah, am I not supposed to?
Zebril doesn't stop him.
Let me look up something
He
real
did say
quick.
it was a parting gift.
Well, it looked like a drink.
It is a drink. Meant to be
Wasn't
drunk 2 ounces at a time.
Oh,
Let me look up the still. All right.
no, I feel like I should have been.
This
I
is
feel like I
Still
should
Joy,
have
right?
told that ahead of time.
It is, otherwise known as ambrosia.
All right.
He cures. Let's see.
It's not
5 gallons. He cures 200 hit points. If you were missing any.
Yeah.
Nope.
Tun Tun, every ache and pain, every slight thought of depression, every sad bit of existence in your mind for a moment almost clears and warms as every good memory of your 2 years on this planet seems to flash. It's quite quick, surprisingly. It just keeps running over and over again as you take each gulp. It's like, when you run out of pictures on the photo reel here.
It does last 1d4 plus 1 hours.
As you drink the whole thing, I will say, yeah, this is only supposed to be a couple of ounces. This isn't supposed to be a. So,
I mean, would you allow me to have just said like I took a sip, or
well,
at least a chug, maybe a gallon's worth?
all right,
Just
sure. How many
Gygax
ounces are
feels
in?
pride.
64
4
2-ounce
ounces.
vials. So
So
that'd be what 128 ounces in a gallon.
yeah,
well,
so that's 128 d4. I need you to roll real quick for me,
No,
dudes.
that's 64.
64.
64
Because each
d4.
vial is 2 ounces.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay, my bad. So 64 d4. Thank you.
64 d4's got it. Hold on. I might as well just roll this on fucking no.
Avre? I was gonna say Avre can't really screw you in this situation. You're gonna be joyous for quite a long time.
Gonna be
All right.
happy ton.
All right. So what for Avre? It's slash roll space what I want.
Yep. Then the how many dice, D, and then what the dice is.
So 64 d4.
161 hours. Tun, you are in a joyous
Days.
you are basically stoned out of, at this point in the best way. There's none of the like sluggishness, just all of the like happy joy and everything is good. There's
So I got 4 gallons of this stuff left.
Yeah.
All right. 4 gallons of ambrosia
Several will
into
go,
the inventory.
Holy shit! That was fucking crazy.
Down.
I think you see all throughout the hive of like the illithids that are around, people start like slouching into comfortable positions and just like smiling off into the distance.
The entire hive getting the contact high from the
We're
amount
all
of
fucking
joy
high,
that
psionically contact high.
as Tun goes about drinking this and kind of getting all of his materials together now, getting all the jugs of this stuff, kind of looking at it, contemplating if he should drink more, if this will increase the feeling, but choosing to not as he stares at. We'll jump back over to Gygax and Doots as you go about your shopping. Gygax and Doots, as you head into town, what type of shop, like, what are you guys looking for gear as far as it goes? It's like general medicine. Alright, give me a second to pull up my own notes here. Let's see. Alright, as you guys head towards the market district, kind of the overall, many of the shops in town seemingly only specializing in metal and being mostly like smiths, weapons, armors, wondrous items, and such. Medicine potions don't seem to be a common item amongst the set stores. So as you head towards the market stalls and following the signs that say Prophet's Market Emporium this way, you come across the large market square at the center of town, with the outskirts of it being all stalls themselves and an inner square that seems to be almost slightly fenced off by the stalls themselves, allowing the merchants to keep all their gear almost in a pile near each other. As they do, you see a very old troll kind of sitting at the center of the right in front of the pile, just sitting on a chair watching as the multiple trolls at the different market stalls go about their business. As you kind of head up to one of the stalls, as you see a troll working about the potions, or working about with a bunch of vials and other little ointments and such, he kind of looks up at you and smiles, and as he does, and goes, one moment, as he turns and kind of looks back at the troll sitting on the chair, the older troll sitting on the chair, and waves him over, and over walks this very leaned over, heavy black cloak, old-looking, lesser troll, meaning he's about 5 foot tall, a very palish green, and what looks to be some kind of crooked-looking teeth overall. As he kind of walks up to the stall, he kind of smiles for a moment as he looks at you, his teeth kind of showing through, a cane in one hand, and goes, "What can Prophet do for you?" in common.
I look to Gygax.
One moment. Writing.
Gygax has like got a little notebook out, scribbling notes into it. He kind of looks
Hi,
over,
Prophet.
nods, and goes, "What can Prophet do for you?"
I see you have vials that are empty.
"We have many vials we sell."
I would like to buy an empty vial with a cork, please.
Kind of looks at you and goes, "2 gold pieces per."
Okay, so that's one.
He has in total 67 empty vials, depending on how many you're willing to buy.
I just want one empty vial for now.
Okay. As you hand him the 2 gold pieces, you see him kind of chew on it for the gold, trying to bend it for a moment and looking at the coin and then putting it into a little leather pouch on his side and goes, "Alright, what else can Prophet do for you?"
Do you have light cure wounds and moderate cure wounds?
Prophet can can get you anything. Pay is 200 for light, 700 for anything higher.
700 gold pieces for a moderate cure wounds?
He looks at you and with a smile goes, "War makes soldiers unhealthy."
Can I see one?
He nods and kind of grabs one of the vials from one of the larger vials from underneath the or behind the stall and kind of sets it onto the table. What looks to be almost a 12-ounce vial of this slightly thicker, redder potion. You do as you look at, do notice some chunks of bug kind of floating in it.
Oh, this is like the long-nose health potion.
Looks at you and goes, "No, Toth, creams." As you see him kind of try and mimic holding like a small animal in his hands, and then like looks about for a moment and kind of steps away, walking over to another stall that looks to be selling a bunch of like small insects and bugs in cages, and kind of walks back over with what looks to be these these tiny ant-like creatures with large forget thoraxes. There we go. That seem to be almost like glass vials and completely see-through. They seem to house a bunch of red liquid in them. And as you see, the end of the thorax seems to have a small cork kind of shoved into it. As the creature seems to just be kind of chewing on what looks to be a red flower. And he kind of points to this and then points back to the potion.
Okay, and this one, the 12-ounce bottle. How many uses is that?
One. Depends on sipping, drinking. He shrugs. Not an adventure.
You are kind of expensive with your potions.
Prophet is a prophet.
How many of the moderate cure wounds do you have?
How many can you afford? As he looks at you, kind of now speaking a little bit clearer and common.
Yes.
Many.
He kind of thinks for a second and goes, 10 maximum. If you wait another day, maybe another 10, 20.
Okay, how about if I buy the 10 moderate cure wounds from you for 5,000 gold pieces?
No deal. As he just stares at you.
What, you're not gonna haggle?
wars going on make haggling for health and medicine pointless. I have something they need, they will pay.
But how many can actually pay?
More than you'd expect, less than I'd be happy with.
But I can buy all of them now.
For 2,000 gold pieces less, that's a loss of profit. And profit is profit.
And mimic is mimic.
He looks at you and goes, "Instead, if I may interest you, maybe you'd like to see our undermarkets. A potion maker might be of more of an interest." As he kind of stands up and gives a slight smile, one of his teeth slightly golden at the back as it shows.
Cut out the middleman.
They can make this potion for less?
Potion makers are expensive, but long-term investments. Think of it similarly to buying a pony or a workhorse to fix a farm. That way you don't till it yourself, your horse does. You make potions, yes, expensive at first, but it pays off long term.
But I don't want a horse. I want moderate cure wounds.
He shrugs. 7,000 gold or nothing?
But I did eat breakfast.
The Ironheart Merchant Company already tried to swindle me prior. I told them the same thing I will tell you. I will increase the price if you continue to bother me, and I will give it to someone else.
Dudes, can I spend 7,000 gold pieces, please?
You may.
Okay, I'll buy them all for 7,000 gold pieces.
He nods and smiles at that as you see one of his other teeth suddenly turns to a golden color as he kind of leans over and starts putting the potions into a small box or a small kind of wicker box. As he does so,
No box. No
Oh.
box.
He just kind of stops.
And I pay 700 platinum pieces.
As he kind of looks at you, he just kind of takes the platinum, kind of pulls it off the table into his coin purse, and sets the potions in front of you, and just kind of steps away as he goes back to his chair. The younger troll coming back over and looking at you, and goes, as he sees the potions, goes, "I can't believe you can afford."
I told you.
I assume you're putting them in your mouth one by one.
Yep.
I'll assist to help it go by faster.
Okay.
Thank you, dudes.
All right.
You
No
need
problem.
anything, dudes?
Not off the top of my head, though I do pull out one of the robe of useful items. I need to go through and find out what I got here, because I got two of these.
Yeah.
Did you never, like we said, Joe?
No, I never did.
Nice.
Prophet, do you buy things?
He kind of looks over from his chair. His hands kind of leaned on the cane as he's sitting there, and looks over and nods and goes, "Prophet always buys things. Prophet sells, buys. What do you have for sale?"
I open my mouth and the great axe handle comes out. I have dish to sell.
I'll pull the great axe out and I'll wipe it off with the lower end of my coat.
Okay. He kind of walks over, and as he kind of stands back up, hearing the cracks of his back, walking over with his cane clacking on the stone or on the dirt, and kind of looks at you and as he walks over and looks at the axe and goes, "Profit by axe. 10,000 gold."
Dude, should we, instead of the gold, should we get cure wounds? More of them?
Store credit.
Yeah. Get as much as we possibly can, because we're going to need it soon.
Okay, so we need light cure wounds too. All of them that you have.
Kind of nods as he kind of strokes his the long beard coming from his chin. As he kind of nods up and down and goes, He kind of calculates for a second and goes, all right. He comes out with 12 lesser potions and 5 serious, I believe is what they, let me make sure I'm correct on that.
You are.
Yeah.
Serious ones.
As well as the serious potions. As he kind of sets them down, you notice the serious ones are a mix of a slight, almost a purplish color, still leaning heavily into that heavy crimson, but the darker, thicker color of it seems to give it almost a purplish hue. As you look at it, as he sets these down, taking the axe from you, he looks it up and down and smiles and goes, "I have someone who will buy." And kind of starts to walk back over towards his seat, kind of going to sit down as he puts the axe off to the side of him as he sits himself down.
Okay, dudes, how many of these potions do you want to carry?
Well, I currently have 11 moderate potions on me, so...
Christ.
I grab all 17 potions and just slide them into my mouth.
Gygax is going to get one bad hit when he is down in the mouth, and he is going to instant heal every bit of damage. It's going to be great. Alright. As you put the rest of them in your mouth.
Dudes, I'm just going to follow you. I'm going to be doing some talking to myself as I psionically link with my symbiote.
Oh, okay. Dudes, I gotta ask. Before we get to that, but
okay.
Gygax, real quick, when you hear Gygax say this, how do you react?
I'm gonna talk to myself for a minute. So I'm gonna just kind of stare at him for a second, ponder, like, well, he doesn't have a parasite. I don't know he has the symbiote, technically.
We were all there when we got our gifts, and that was his gift.
Yeah, you did. Well, you saw him put the jar in his
I
mouth.
wasn't.
I was gonna say Caleb wasn't there for session. But I believe, as far as it goes, you did see him get the item in a jar. I don't know if you actually saw it him get it.
I mean, from my point of view, I saw him eat a jar of black sludge. I don't know what was in the jar. It was never described what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Oopsie.
Yeah.
So, because he was supposed to put it on himself. So, I'll just kind of stare at him for a minute before just trying to push that to the side, because, like, I don't know what that is. That's a can of worms I'm not going to ask or open. And I'm just going to just thank Prophet for his time, and I'm going to just go.
All right. As you start to walk away, Prophet kind of just seems to kind of wave as you thank him for his time. He looking over at you and grabs out what looks to be a little wooden pipe, kind of smacks it on his knee as he turns it over and puts something back into it, and begins to kind of watch as a few trolls come to do business amongst the square, watching as his merchants are kind of going about their business as you step away. Where are you heading anywhere specific, dudes, or are you just kind of wandering around town?
So I won't say I'm gonna mindlessly walk. I'm gonna head to a kind of quiet or secluded part of town, and I'm gonna try and figure out what is on these robes of useful items.
Okay. All right, yeah. So as Gygax kind of follows you, as you kind of start to look around, looking for an area where that would be a little less crowded and kind of weaving in and out. Gygax, you mindlessly begin to just kind of follow dudes, not really knowing where you're going, as you start to focus inward and sonically link with your symbiote.
Hi, little guy. We haven't talked in a while. How you doing?
I'm so hungry.
So, I got you a toy.
I haven't eaten in years, it feels like.
What do you mean you haven't eaten? We ate this morning.
The souls of the dead.
We ate yesterday.
Oh, but it's been so long.
Actually, I have a question. Did Koltek get any kills in the last fight?
No, but he ended up fending off and tearing and cutting at the dire lion. So, because he grappled it before it took off and only let go of it after it started running. So, he got a bit of blood and a bit of pieces off, but he didn't kill it. Technically, I don't think... You only killed one dire line, I believe, in the last session. So...
Yeah, and throughout the night, I ate some of it.
Yeah. But...
So, I have a toy for you as I hand him as I internally hand the symbiote the empty vial with a cork in it.
Yeah, looks at it and goes,
Get in.
Are you... Is this like... What am I supposed to do with this?
In the future, if I ask you to empty a vial in me, not this one, it'll be a different one, but I want you to practice with this one to take the cork out
So
and
empty...
then put the cork back in.
So empty this into you every time you ask. I understand.
Okay, let's see you try it.
It goes to, like, you see a small little black liquidy hand start to kind of push out from the darkness of your the sides of your mouth. A little eyeball seemingly almost appearing to watch as it grasps the vial. And as it begins to try and grab the cork, you watch as it seems to struggle and nothing seems to happen. The bottle seems to slightly shake, but the cork doesn't move. And then as it continues to try, it goes... This looked a lot easier when you did it.
That's a good try. Yeah, well, you need to practice with it. It's something that you have to practice with.
Maybe
So
if
you
we
keep trying, and I'll keep eating foods, okay?
can we eat the
you
dude?
can
Can we
help-
eat the dude's guy?
No, I'm not allowed to eat the dude's guy.
Hey, I'm starving. Oh, I'm wasting away.
No, you're not. We ate this morning.
That was not a kill. That was not a creature I could feast upon.
I start looking for a vendor selling live food.
Well, it depends on how you define food. But in the technically, there would be vendors that would sell like chickens and such that you could theoretically take home, and like other creatures similarly. But that would be a little more far and in between amongst the current situation with many of the troops and many of the population outside of the city. Go ahead and give me a search check. Let's see if you find something as you kind of follow Dutes along. Also, Dutes, give me a search check as well to see how quickly it takes, or how long it takes you to find a secluded area.
Alright.
Actually,
13.
Does me drinking the ambrosia have any effect on Dutes as well?
Sorry?
You
What'd you say?
The ambrosia that I had, does any of it have any slight minor effects on Dutes?
No, because Dutes' thing hasn't taken hold fully, so the only thing it works as is basically like a cell phone satellite tower. He can connect with it, he can see through it, he can talk to him, but he can't, like, otherwise, he is normal. Like,
gotcha.
Yeah, he's connected, but he's not.
That'd be horrible if Zebral's entire network. Yeah, I was gonna say, if Zebral's entire network suddenly got attacked, that would be a whole new can of worms of weirdness that some people suddenly being, like, very happy. Bill, why are you happy at work?
Could you imagine the whole hive is hopped up on ton shit right now?
But, no, yeah, as you look about, Dudes, what'd you get for your search?
13.
13, okay. We'll come back to that in a moment. Gygax, as you follow Dutes kind of exploring through the town, looking at his robes and kind of trying to figure out how they work, looking at the pockets, kind of eyeing them up, as you follow along, you do come across a small, what looks to be a almost falling apart little merchant stand with what looks to be a red cloth that was just bathed in wine recently as it's still dripping down, a thick red liquid off of it. Onto even as the seller, this young and small troll stands behind the stall. Grayish skin, only standing about 3 feet tall. A very short and pudgy nose with a large mole on the side of it. His small beady eyes looking up at you. As he goes, you want some live food? I've got the specials for the prophet hag, the prophet mother, the prophet aunt. As he kind of like rubs his hands together, and as you look about his stall, there isn't anything that seems to be about the stall. No items, nothing. It just seems to be a simple wood put together stall. You don't hear any creatures, but there, as you look around, you do see a sign that reads in common on it clearly that says "Live food for sale."
I quickly try and get Doots' attention. Doots, wait, hold on, wait.
Yeah.
I need to go to this stall. He might have something that I need.
Okay. I'll kind of just stop walking.
The troll looks as you stop and goes, "Do you need something, young man?"
Young.
Oh, Me personally, no, I'm okay. My friend here is trying to buy something.
I sell all sorts of things. Are you looking for chickens, almirage?
Yes, are they alive?
They can be.
Okay, what do you have that's alive?
One of everything. Mostly almirage and chickens.
How many chickens do you have that are alive?
In stock 4 currently. I've got one that's half alive as well. I don't know if she's still moving though. As you see him kind
I'll
of
take
lean
the
over.
ones that are alive.
He kind of leans over to a hefty tarp that suddenly almost appears out of nowhere behind him, as if it wasn't there a moment ago. Pulling the tarp off, you see suddenly the loud sounds of clucking chickens inside these little wooden cages, and little almirages with their horns kind of sticking out, trying to spear at him as he pulls the tarp away, pulling his arm away as one tries to strike at it, almost nipping him as he looks over at the chickens and kind of picks up one cage after another and brings it over and sits it down in front of you and goes, "That'll be 4 copper pieces."
I silently speak with my symbiote. How about some chickens? Would that be good enough, or do you want more?
You hear almost the you can almost feel the excitement from the creature as it seems to slightly shake, and you hear, "Yes, feed me."
Okay, how many live chickens are there?
There are 4 that he set out. They are in wood cages currently, so
All right, and how many coppers did you say you wanted?
copper each.
I hand them a silver.
He looks at it as you hand it to him. Assumedly, I assume with your
Pseudopod?
Yes, thank you. The arm. Yeah. I wanted to say punch dagger. I'm like, no, that's not right. Yeah, as you hand him the coin, he looks at it and like his eyes seem to get wider, and he smiles and goes, "I haven't seen one of these since I was in the pits." Oh. As he seem almost excited, breathing heavily.
If I come back, will you have more chickens?
Oh yes.
Good. Thank you. I grab the chickens. You just slide them into my mouth.
Cage and all.
Yes.
It is a horrifying sight as one after another you close your mouth down on these wooden cages. The chickens squawking, feathers flying. They seem to claw at the sides of the cage, trying to get out. One of them seemingly laying an egg as you pull it in. As you close your mouth, the last thing that can be heard as Doots continues kind of starts to walk away with this is the crunch of wood as I imagine Gygax kind of spits out the chunks of wood as he finishes his meal.
No.
No? You've eaten all of it?
The symbiote gets a chicken, I get the wood.
Why not?
And I get the egg.
Okay. As you begin to devour, as the two of you kind of head off, heading into finding a side street finally off to the edge of town. No one seemingly around, as many of the houses look to be almost abandoned. Almost the absolute quietness as the streets were when you first showed up somewhat lively, not like to an extraordinary amount, but there were people walking about regularly. Now it seems like there's almost no one in the streets themselves, and as you get to this area, it's almost completely empty as you kind of struggle for a moment to think of the last time you saw an individual. As you find yourself in a little alley between a couple of stone houses on the edge of town, Dutes, you finally get a second to kind of sit down, finding a wood stool that's kind of set out on the side of the house as Gygax continues to kind of crunch and munch on his meal. As you look at your robes.
And I take a guarding position for Dutes.
Okay. Give me a search check while Dutes rolls up his. I assume you've already rolled your cloak.
Currently rolling them now.
All right, let's see what you got for the items. I know there's one individual who has used this. Oh, 22. Perfect. All right, we'll keep that in mind as you're kind of watching from side to side as you continue crunching away at the wood.
It's typing these out that's going to take a little bit because I'm kind of slowly typing out his rolls.
Oh, all right. I was going to say, I think the robe is already made, right?
Yes, but you have to roll for every single patch of what's in it.
All right, as you begin, and how many patches are on this item? I forget. Do we note that?
That's also rolled for how many patches it has.
All right, how many did you get for my little note?
The first one, not counting the preset patches, has 8 patches.
Okay.
He has not rolled the second yet, but he's free to whenever he wants.
I say, dude, so you're gonna be doing this actively on your as you're sitting here, kind of waiting, or are you gonna be doing this in your free time?
I'm doing this while I wait for Tun to reappear.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll give you a roll because Tun, I assume, will be coming back quite shortly because I assume Zebral's not going to keep him for anything else.
Yeah, I don't think I have any other reason, unless there is the first annual meeting of the Extraordinary Gentlemen to be had, but I don't think so.
It's just Tun sitting at a table by himself, waiting, awkwardly, tapping his hands against the fucking table. Like,
Well, I guess the most extraordinary thing is to be the first of the Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Fucking the extraordinary turtle.
I am very much extraordinary.
So you are.
As you're kind of working about this, as you do so, Dudes, we're kind of looking at your cloak, beginning to activate the magic as you kind of sit there. Gygax kind of finishing chewing up the last of the cages and the creatures as you watch to either side. No one's still passing by. Suddenly, almost out of nowhere, you watch as Tun seems to appear through what looks to be a rough bluish kind of portal. As you see on the other side a hint of a almost not shadowy but definitely distorted figure on the other side of what looks to be a large, a very large-headed illithid-like creature. As Tun seems to walk through with large jars or kegs, I assume, on his side.
Mm-hmm. In Dutes' mind, I'm like, "Hello, my compatriot, Dutes. I have ascended to a higher form and being. I feel wonderful. How are you on this fine afternoon?"
So I kind of stopped for a second.
As you hear this in your mind suddenly, as you did not link your mind to Dutes, or to Tun a moment ago, Dutes, you just suddenly hear the communication almost as if it was able to speak in your mind, as if he was talking to you on the street.
Tun?
Tun also has a top hat and a monocle now.
God damn it. Zebral, why? Bad, damn it. Alright,
Listen,
Tun now has a troll hide hat, as well as what I assume is the hair from a morph troll, used as a mustache and kind of slightly stuck
monocle, not mustache.
Oh, I thought you had the mustache. Oh, you got normal. Then a normal. I imagine is a platinum ring with a little bit of distorted glass. As glass blowing in this age is not to a great science yet. As you
of course not. Yes. Hello there, dudes. I feel like when I was going to Zebral, I also picked up my my amulets, so I'm also floating 4 inches off the ground.
Oh, you got those last night.
Oh, okay, cool. So, yeah, so I'm floating off the ground right now. 4 inches.
So I.
Is there something
yeah,
wrong, my good man?
No.
Are you
Clearly,
intimidated gazing upon a gentleman of extraordinary means?
I'm not intimidated. I will say that.
Well, that is so good to hear, dudes. I was afraid that you'd fear me, but I'm so relieved that you are not. So we can continue on our duties without a hitch.
Well, all right then.
I'm so glad I can communicate with you freely now. This is just such quite a wondrous day.
Yeah,
Also,
actually, it is.
oh, my friend, this was a parting gift from our dear Zebril. Would you like to take a swift taste? And I pull out the jug.
As you see this golden amber liquid. It is beautiful as it gleams in the light. Dude, for a moment, just even looking at it, the smell kind of hitting you as a like almost alcoholic like scent. You begin to have slick flashes of great your wondrous memories with your family, picnics with as a young man, seeing the wild creatures of the Fae and watching Trollsbane try and swallow them at the same time while your mother went hunting. As you begin to remember this for a moment, it seems to just as quickly come or arrive. It seems to drift away. This warmth and this happiness as Tun looks up at you expectingly.
So I didn't do so the first time around, but the serving size is 2 ounces, so best not have any more than that.
Tun, who is still smiling, by the way, at this
Oh,
point.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, just super fucking giddy. So, my dear friend, would you like to take just a quick little sip, a little tipple of Joe, if you will?
Just a little bit won't hurt.
There you go, my good lad. Thank you so much. I enjoy sharing with my compatriots.
And I'll take a sip.
As you take a little shot of it, kind of walking over with your water skin and taking just the smallest dip of it as you smell the strong scent of alcohol as you get it closer to your nose. This stuff is potent. As you take a drink of it, it's sweet like honey at first as it goes down. It's but yet smooth like a whiskey without a burn as it goes down your throat. And you begin to remember every pleasant memory that you've had, reliving them for just a brief few moments, filling you with warmth, causing your face to almost naturally smile as it turns red, and just the happiness that flows through your body begins to seem to cause it to warm. As the feeling fades, as you look down at Tun, your smile seems to fade. Tun's has yet to do so. Gygax, as you kind of watch this. Give me a fortitude save.
Pharmaceutical rep.
I think Gygax may have stepped away first. Oh, there we go. 23, perfect. Gygax, the smell of this stuff causes you to almost feel slightly sick for a moment, but keeps you manage to not show any signs of it as you keep your the chickens down. Or rather the cages down. The smell of this ambrosia almost seems to be disgusting, almost as if they're drinking vomit. As you get the scent on the air, this liquid is very offensive to you, almost completely. The symbiote seemingly also retracting down within your mouth, trying to get away from the scent. Smells like Red Bull. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. Never smelled Red Bull, personally, so I wouldn't know, but if that works. Yeah, as this happens, dudes, as you and as you and Tun kind of enjoy this brief moment, you begin to hear the heavy footsteps of a creature kind of coming down the road. With the earlier search check, Gygax, you immediately turn, and would you like to describe yourself, Cinnabari?
I will both describe and I have some images. of both Cinnabari and their friend. So Cinnabari is a large 6'8", what kind of looks like a wooden puppet, covered in red leaves. Kind of just flat-faced. Most of their body doesn't seem to move as they're riding this creature. The creature being a bison wearing a cape, who seems to be just kind of walking around as he wishes. This very important, this bison has cheetah-covered spots seemingly painted onto him, or natural. You can't really tell. As he kind of just strolls up.
As the bison tries to kind of turn down the alley and starts walking towards you lot, Tun, I imagine, corking the keg almost immediately upon seeing a stranger coming down.
Yes, for the time being.
Okay. As you do so, turning back Gygax and Doots, you see as this individual comes down. Gygax, you with your search check, they're not coming towards what looks to be like any weapons. Looking them up and down, there's no like gear, weapons, or clear items that they seem to have ready at the active. Though the cape does look to be slightly magical as it keeps fluttering even without wind.
Oh, right. The bison's wearing a necklace. I forgot to mention that part.
Oh, isn't that
Are they
fucking
walking-
billowing cape thing?
No, it's actually not.
Oh, okay.
Are they walking towards us? Are they looking at us?
Yes, the bison and the though that you don't see any eyes on the like what looks to be a
Puppet?
wooden creature, it seems to close it, or seems to be looking towards your general direction.
Dudes, there's a puppet and a thing walking towards us.
Do they seem to be approaching with malicious intent?
Give me a sense motive. Or are you saying that? Sorry, my bad.
I'll check since I haven't rolled a sense motive in a while.
Okay.
He asked, so I will roll as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, oh, my bad. I realize. Contact.
That is an unnatural 20.
Okay. And then let's see what Gygax got. 10. Gygax, I mean, you've never seen a creature like this, either of these creatures. For all you know, it could be. You don't see obvious weapons, and to be honest, you're pretty sure you're bigger than this creature it's riding upon. Whatever this horse, ox, flurry-like creature is, you're big enough that you think you could probably at least eat half of it. The puppet on top...
I shouldn't be happy.
Yeah, you're pretty confident that you could probably swallow the puppet whole. It takes some compressing, but there's not enough body there that as you look at it. With that, Doots, looking, you sent. Well, actually, let me ask, Cinnabari, is there any ill intent towards these individuals?
No.
As you sense no ill intent or any aggression coming from the individual, it looks like they seem to be just confidently walking towards you. As they approach.
I'll stand up from the stool and get ready to address this individual. Hello. May I have your name?
As you, I assume, look up at the wooden figure.
Yeah.
The wooden figure just stares at you, and then you hear, "Hello, my friend, may I help you?" as the bison starts to speak.
Bison kind of turns its head towards you. I imagine whipping its hair a little bit to get the anime hair going.
I lower my gaze to the bison.
The 6'3".
Okay, I see you are who I should be addressing. May I have your name?
Yes, of course, I am the great Captain Bison, hero of justice. My rider, does not speak, any tongue you would know.
Tauntaun.
Tauntaun.
He can speak. He can understand what the puppet says.
The puppet just starts clicking and making growling noises, which is not technically an actual spoken language.
Tun, your item, if I remember right, does not include Druidic, right?
It is all language. That's what it was.
Let me look.
From what you informed me about.
Because
Let me check something. I believe
Druidic's a weird.
Druidic is
kind of-
not counted as it's a language that you can learn outside of Druid. So this would not be something that you could
Okay.
you would actually know for the
Yes,
first
Cinnabari
time.
may or may not only speak Druidic.
Okay.
I'll give a shake of my head.
Oh,
Told you.
okay. Whoopsie.
Well, we are the Cryptic Cabal. My name is Doots. This is Gygax, and that's Tun Tun.
Mm. Yes, yes. We're to be joining you on your next quest of mercenary work.
So you're the help I heard about. Okay.
Yes, indeed. I'm an able frontline fighter, and my rider is a healer if needed, a support caster if needed. She mostly just makes me stronger.
Okay. Can I ask, how do you speak? I don't often meet a bison capable of speaking the common tongue.
Dudes, that is so utmost unkind of you to ask such things.
I am the great bison of the void. I am always been intelligent.
He uses his lips like most people.
Says the giant Zoraton who can't currently doesn't have any lips.
Right. Actually, I will give a pleasant knock on to Captain Bison's noggin as I'm asking for an invitation to enter his mind to communicate.
You suddenly feel a pressure on your mind. Assumedly, Captain Bison would not be familiar with
He's
psionics.
never done this before.
So to you, it would feel as if someone is trying to force their way, and basically a migraine would start to establish as your brain is basically being cramped.
I'm gonna be real. I'll make a will save on reflex. I don't have a very high modifier.
Let's see what you got.
Oh wow. I have a +2. That's an 8.
19? As you manage to kind of hold your own, you manage to block out Tun Tun, kind of looking as you look at him, the migraine kind of slightly subsiding as you push away the intruder. Though again, not knowing that something attacked you or that tried to intrude on your mind, as if it just feels like something just tried to attack you overall.
What in the world was that?
Dudes, I should have known better. Dudes, would you kindly tell Captain Bison that I was merely trying to introduce myself through mental means, as I cannot speak properly through tongue itself?
So, Tun Tun was only simply trying to introduce himself. He does not have the means of communicating like we do with tongue.
As you just kind of look for a second at Captain Bison, who I assume does not understand.
Captain Bison just goes, I do not recommend trying to do anything in my head. You might see the void. I do not recommend it. You are welcome to try to connect to Cinnabari. That shouldn't go poorly, but...
I merely give a pleasant knock, knock, knock to Cinnabari.
I think dryads can speak to each other like this. I think this wouldn't be new to Cinnabari.
No, yeah. Let me check something, because I forget if these creatures are.
I know some plant creatures of where Cinnabari lives can do so at the very least. Because there's a lot of druids and other creatures like that there.
It is, yeah, they would, since they do use mind manipulation, so in a sense, yeah, it wouldn't be uncommon to be able to speak through the mind in a sense and connect the roots. Yeah.
Then a connection would go through, and Cinnabari would say, "That's strange. Can I help you?
Oh, listen, I've been now able to communicate freely with people, and I just wanted to properly introduce myself as Tunathy Tunberton. It is a pleasure to meet you, Arida Cinnabari.
I guess proper introductions. I've never had a non-dryad do this before. I'm Cinnabari. I'm a dryad, meaning I'm a kind of fae, kind of plant now.
Oh, a fae! Yes, I have an embassy for your kind in my neck area. Also, a portal to the fae realm on my back.
We're not from the land of fae.
Oh, very nice. Interesting.
Yes, we have what you call an apex monster that rules the land for us on another continent.
Ah, yes. Apex
Yes, we're
Monster.
righteous.
What? An intimidating name. Sounds strong. Yes.
Can I send images through a link like this?
No.
Simple. Damn.
No, yeah, it wouldn't make sense.
I wanted to send because it would have been the funniest reaction to him for what he looked like.
What?
He's a masterful swordsman.
I am glad to be able to work with you and your mount, Captain Bison. I'm very excited to see what our adventures will bring us.
I'm kind of excited to have someone I can speak to for once. Most people don't learn the natural tongue. I don't know why.
Well, I know, at least in my experience, I am not able to speak anything in any regular tongue except the words ton. Which, it's convenient that my name is Tunathy Tunberton. It's like an abbreviation of my own name. Other than that, I just speak, in the native tongue of my people, of Zoraton. It's a very long-winded language.
Cinnabar, you'd recognize the term. This is a pretty not a common term, as Zoraton are a very rare species, but it is a language known to dryads. As your species, in a sense, would be the equivalent of just having been around since the era of plants. Now, you individually have not, but the memories of others that come before you would have been passed on to you about what Zoratons turn into eventually, growing into the size of mountains in some cases.
One of the great beasts. Intriguing.
Yes, I am but a hatchling. I hope to one day grow to the great sizes of my ancestors. But
I can understand
I am
being young. I'm only about 400 myself.
Young, I see. For a dryad, I assume.
We can live for thousands of what you call years.
Interesting. Well, once again, I am so glad to meet you. If you ever need or wish to communicate, just give me a knock. I will answer. Or we can just leave this connection for the time being. Up to you, my dear friend.
I'd rather you not keep the connection. I fear somehow, some way you'll learn my language, which is forbidden to teach.
Oh, of course. I do not want to push the boundaries more than they already have. Good day, madam. And then, gone.
As you just see as Tun doesn't really understand fully as his powers. You feel like he seems to for a moment.
Hold on a second.
As he's not used to communicating with someone who's not part of the hive or able to speak psionically, so as he kind of tries to figure, finally pulling it off and nodding to you as he does so. As the three of you, or five of you, God, stand there. I will say, Cinnabari, you were given by Seiji the mission that this group was supposed to be headed out on, as Seiji was basically told to inform, or was not able to find this lot, and told you to inform them as well as travel with them. Giving you basically the map of where they're to go for depending on the mission they were to take, as well as a couple of different options for them to choose from.
Yeah, I'll hand the option list to Everybody would assume Dutes is in some way in charge because he approached first.
Captain Bison would, I'd assume. The Cinnabari would be looking at Tuntun at this point as potentially the leader, given the introduction. So
Well, in this dynamic, Captain Bison's in charge, so
fair. As Captain Bison hands you the different missions of the Underdark Route Exploration to the Vulture Claw Hive or Deep Heat Hive, the Hidden Stronghold Scouting, the Single Blade Hive Assassination, the Supply Train Breaking, and then the Worm Ravager Hive Takedown. As you look them up and down, they seem to describe exactly where you're to go, most seemingly heading south. The notes of heavy to light Thrycreen expected, depending on varies between the different quests. I assume, Dutes, you're going to be taking the supply train one, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
As you kind of look down at it, grabbing that and handing the others back to Captain Bison, who I assume would put away in his somewhere in his bag of holding of some. Or at this point, at least I believe you. Or I'd assume
he has a little bag hanging kind of.
Oh, is it your necklace?
Drop it into.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, as he puts the rest in there, kind of looking at the map and going over it, you are shown a route heading south that seems to be along a major trading route towards the massive tin and other metal mines. As the mission seems to describe overall in brief and rough notes, as I'm going to translate exactly from Seji's notes, so I do apologize for this. He had to play his intelligence of 8. As he jokingly put it. No, he doesn't actually have that low of an intelligence.
I was about to say, no, he's like a 20-something. He's actually really smart.
Yeah, but Seji's ability to write is the problem when you're a morph troll or a pseudo troll.
I thought not Tuntun. I thought Daga was the writer for Seji.
He is. This was something Seji wrote personally, and that was sent by the player. And it reads, good luck to young men who take this mission. Sorry. Sorry, I'm trying to read he wrote it really badly, so on purpose. Okay, here we go. He goes, the expectation is to head south to the roads, long lines, long armies, many bugs. Fight, kill, crush. Expect the undead. Skelly boys bite hard. Stand strong. And then it's just signed Seji and Daka. And then it looks to have a depiction of an area on the lower portion. That looks to be kind of a rough depiction of a map with routes kind of drawn and a big plot kind of circled on it.
Okay. Sorry.
Trust me, I asked the same. I had the same reaction. I understand.
I need you to send me this.
Yeah, give me a fucking few minutes here. Alright. Here, I'll write the general gist of it.
Like, I love the commitment to the bit, but my God.
There you go. That's basically the gist.
Okay. Well, if everyone has been fully prepped and is ready to head out, I'd like to go and start moving now.
Tuntun nods. He's ready to go.
Okay, ready.
Captain Bison is ready for anything.
All right. Now, DM, Daka's son said that he would meet us at the. Was it outside the tavern or was it at the?
He did not specify if he would where he would find you, as he just kind of left after that. So Last time though, you do know where he's posted because last time you saw him, he was set up at the northern gate. Well, gate air quotes.
I have
You'll
one
find
more
us.
person to go. Okay.
As Captain Bison just looks at you, seemingly reading your mind, and seems to smile, saying that he'll find you.
All right. Let's just go ahead and head out. Hopefully, we find him along the way.
All right. As you lot begin to head out of town, give me, for those who are running Sentry, give me search checks and listen. As you begin.
Vibration.
That counts as your search, yes. Also, don't listen. You can't, you gotta look at what said, like, you should see the rest of what Seiji sent. I've very much summarized most of the extra stuff he put in there.
Yo, I'm still invested. You can send it to me. I want to see how bad it was.
12 from Gygax. I assume that's your search for your sense
Sense
vibration.
and the 8 was listen.
Okay.
16 search, 32 listen.
Okay.
All right, so okay, Captain Bison can't see today, but that's fine.
That's all right.
Hey, it's better than me. I got a 7 and a 5 for listen and search, respectively.
Tun, my man, you are like the main one here. As all right, as
I am a gentleman, of course.
as you lot begin heading south, kind of cutting through the forest, it's about a good week and a half of marching. As you lot kind of follow along the dirt roads that have been slowly covered in. A couple of trolls coming in and out amongst your group, but yet none seemingly getting close enough to talk with you, as seemingly many of them wearing armor and heading and rushing off in different directions. A lot seemingly passing you lot to head north. Eventually, as you pass over the large river to the south of Seji's retreat, you begin to come across a large road that looks to have been kind of being developed by the Thrycreen. Stone laid out across the ground. What looks to be a like almost a rectangle-like feature-esque going down, and little crystals seemingly centered at them, every couple quarter of a block. As you look at this, the trolls seemingly avoiding this long road, heading what looks to be south along the way. As you begin to kind of, I assume, follow along, or are you guys going to kind of ignore that and continue heading south?
I
The road
want
does
to
go,
continue.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to continue heading south.
As you ignore, kind of looking at the road, watching it and continuing past it, it does seem to curve south, but it seems to kind of follow along a little bit more north, turning and then change and curving into the distant woods as you kind of continue on your direction. Another day or two without much seemingly incidents. The trees seemingly thicker, the forest seemingly larger. The sun beginning to be blotted out as the warmth of the sun itself seems to kind of die out through the heavy canopy. A bit of a chill and a whistle going throughout the trees begins to kind of develop as you lot head through. The sounds of heavy footsteps and movement all around you, though a thick fog seems to kind of slightly begin to develop from the previous day's heavier rain. As you look about, you begin to hear the sounds of clashing metal, the screeches of pain, as Tun, you begin to hear, as you count at first, 10, 20, 30, 100, hundreds, thousands, and it starts to grow as you hear these sounds of an army seemingly clashing all around you, the slashing and metal clanging off of each other as creatures seem to be yelling out, some in troll or in the more orcish-like language, some in primitive grunting out in pain, screaming, orders being yelled out, though, and the continuous sound of crickets and cracking of what sounds like almost a weird high-pitched clicking sound kind of emanates throughout as you begin to also smell something with the vibration sense. Gygax, all around you, though standing on this like singly like cut out path that looks to be more of a dirt road that's been just developed because of the people going down it, all to the side of you with these heavy trees seems to be the sound or the feeling of footprints, heavy footprints, light footprints. There are hundreds all around slamming into each other and clashing as you guys kind of stand there suddenly as you hear the battle begin around. As you do so, what would you like to do?
Well, this is the battlefield, right? This is not the where we need to disrupt supplies, correct?
I mean, you weren't told where the battle was going to be, so you were just told to head to the supply location. And on the map, you're still another day or two's journey from it.
The clicking noise. What was that? The Thrycreen language?
It's not a language, but it is the sound they make. Yes. You would be able to recognize it as having heard it before amongst the Zebral's hive.
Because Thrycreen is a language, though, right?
Yeah, they're not speaking. Like legitimately, this is just them making noises.
Gotcha. It's kind of like an ah.
Yeah, it's the same idea of primitive people grunting in primitive. If they're still just grunting, it sounds the same as if they were saying something because of how simple the language is.
Gotcha.
So, as you hear the sound going on around you, are you guys going to stop or just continue through? The field seems to be on either side as you look about. The thick, heavy fog and mist seems to be kind of coming up onto the edges of the trees, almost blotting out any vision of anything to the right or left of you.
Dukes, my good man, however much I would want to get involved in fisticuffs with the enemy army, I think we should definitely focus on the mission at hand. Starving their army out by disrupting their supply lines.
I agree. It's probably for the best.
An arrow goes flying by, pinging into the a tree on the opposite side, barely missing Tun.
We'd best get to move on, and Tun starts to hover a little bit quicker.
I rolled a 22.
Yeah, let's get moving before that hits an AC of mine.
As you can kind of begin heading through, give me a move silently check. You can roll hide. However, given the heavy mist, you are obscured. It seems on either side of you.
Is there a negative to large creatures for move silently? Or no?
Normally, but you're floating technically, so I believe the negative is more to hide.
Surprisingly, the negative's only for hide.
I thought it was both. Okay. So yeah, then it's just not to move silently.
All right, nice. That'll be a dirty 20 for Tun.
Dirty 20. I do love that the Captain Bison is blinded by his need for justice and the lack of apple trees.
I hate to tell y'all this. The Captain Bison may or may not have a +0 to hide and move silently.
I mean, I have a +3. I just rolled really well.
Yes, you're giant bison. I'd be shocked if you were stealthy. I'd be actually really concerned if you were stealthy, because that's a lot scarier to imagine. 18? No, it's not bad.
You and me, Captain Bison, incredibly stealthy, huge as fuck.
Captain Bison gets low and starts slowly prancing to not make noise.
Slow steps.
Like on the tippy toes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You got the cat walk going with it, leaning out and slowly stepping down, putting his pressure as he walks forward.
Now, with me and Bison here being sneaky, y'all better not ruin this for us.
Gygax got a 17, dudes. What'd you get?
So, I like to think we're trying to be quiet. I step on the loudest fucking branch in the fucking forest. I got a 9. I got a 9.
Why are you the non-stealthy one?
As you're kind of looking over at the arrow for a moment as Gygax, Tun, Captain Bison begin to kind of inch their way forward quietly. Gygax, not accustomed to this, easily finding himself quietly moving about. Tun not really making much noise due to his feet not hitting the ground anymore. And as Captain Bison slow walks forward, seemingly barely keeping pace, but managing to keep up just enough with the party to avoid falling behind. You begin to
just quiet.
As you kind of whisper this to your, like quietly to yourself, you hear behind you as Dude's looking at the arrow, suddenly kind of steps forward and steps on another arrow that had been there for quite a while, as it looks like. As you step on it, cracking it, it seems to almost, in your mind, Dudes, emanates through the entire forest. Now everyone's looking at you. In reality, there's a massive battle going around you. No one hears you. You start walking forward. A few arrows on occasion pinging off trees, leading to your concern kind of rising.
We're being shot at.
All in your head the entire time as you're thinking, everyone can see me. They're looking at me as you begin to walk through. You guys head
I look
through.
down to make sure I'm still wearing pants.
Bro's gonna have the same personality as Sword in a couple seconds.
God damn it. Suddenly the pants just vanish. There's nothing there. You're standing in front of your entire class of bards having to give a speech. All your clothes are gone, and not in a funny way.
I didn't know Dutes was an orc.
No, man. We studied at Greg's Maritom's bard schools, like any other good druid.
To be fair, he does have doppelganger, so if he thinks it, he might actually lose his pants if they are a doppelganger illusion.
It is true.
No,
but he is
I'm
wearing
wearing
actual
actual pants.
physical plants, because that was part of one of the things they made.
That'd
But
be
yeah,
pretty weird if you weren't wearing pants, Caleb.
not really as a doppelganger, but anyways.
Captain Bison.
Yeah, Captain Bison's not wearing pants.
I mean,
Tonton's
I don't
not
know.
wearing pants.
Yes,
Gygax
but
isn't wearing pants either.
Yeah, but we're all animals.
That's fucked up. He's a monster. Gatekeeping.
Like,
Also, technically,
I'm wearing a onesie, thank you.
There we go.
Technically, Captain Bison's a magical beast, because anything with higher than 2 intelligence that wasn't animal is a magical beast.
Right.
I guess I'm also a magical beast. Oh, yeah, or magical beasts.
Yes, bard schools, pants are optional. Depends on the bard school, bard's courage and all that. But as you,
School of sex!
As you kind of continue finding your way, marching through the battlefield, continuing around the sounds of attacks, the explosions from minor fire magic, the occasional bits of blood and gore kind of spilling onto the road, nothing seems to bother you or come near you. As you finally exit the heavy forest, coming to what looks to be more of a clearing, many of the tree stumps showing recent signs of being chopped. As you begin to see what looks to be a long dirt road heading towards the mountains, and what looks, as you see on the top of the side of a mountain, a massive open hive of thrycreen kind of working about as creatures that look like insectoids fly away, or kind of out away from the forest above you, and seem to be heading over towards the fortress, not seemingly spotting you.
Does Dudes at all look concerned from his time of thinking that he was spotted?
I imagine Dudes is kind of looking back every few feet, like watching the forest, like expecting the armies to suddenly come out.
Captain Bison hands him an apple. He's holding it by the stem.
Kind of like hands it to him with his mouth forward, leaning, bumping him with his forehead.
These make me feel better. They should help you too.
I'll take the apple and then just
He hands you a red, delicious, like bright red apple.
very quietly, because I'm still concerned they'll hear me by any sound I make. I'll take a bite of the apple.
It's delicious, it's fresh, and seems to be quite well maintained. As you look at the bison, wondering where he pulled the apple from.
I'll take a bite. I'll start pondering this question. He doesn't have pockets. Where'd you get this?
As the dude
What do
just
you mean?
kind of whispers quietly.
What do you mean?
Like where'd you pull it from? Do you just produce apples?
Dudes, are you sure you want the answer to that question?
He looks up at Cinnabari, who has a backpack full of apples. It's one of the few things she's carrying.
My question has been answered.
And realizing the basket on top wasn't just an empty basket for a moment, seeing the red apples kind of slightly looking over. You weren't sure. That could have been a number of things, to be honest, in a basket on that this individual is carrying.
Cinnabari's the food carrier.
As you look up, kind of looking down at the map again, As you look over, you see, dudes, the long road. A few bushes off to either side of it. The road itself seemingly dipping down as it goes a little bit further south towards the cliffside. You can hear the sound in the distance. Well, actually, rather, Tun, given the listen check earlier, can hear the sounds of in the distance a heavy waterfall, as well as what sounds like really fast running water nearby. Tun, from what you gather, maybe about mile and a half to the south of you is what you guesstimate with the listen check of that from earlier. But as you look on, you see the road that looks to be kind of marked on it. Seeing it kind of goes towards the large hive. It's pretty clear this is exactly where the Throycreen will be marching through. Though, looking at the back at the forest dudes and hearing the clashes, it seems the army has already marched through.
Shit.
Well,
that's normal. That's expected for a supply
yeah,
train.
that's what. Yeah, exactly.
No, that wasn't like a bad thing. Like, make clear if my tone came off bad. Like, that's not. That's
if anything, that's good. Because imagine we got here and the army came through instead of the supply train.
Yeah. As you kind of look over towards the long road, you can see a somewhat, like I said, dip that seems to cause it to drop out, and then seems to come back up as if the road basically dips under a rough cliffside. A somewhat decent spot, but the rest, as it continues back up north, and as you look towards the north, the road itself seems to just cleanly follow along the edge of the mountains desert that seems to kind of blow slightly, hitting like where most of the grass seems to be dead, as the water, it doesn't seem to get much rain around these parts.
So it's like there's like sand around here.
Yeah, sandy grass over towards the road, which is about, like I said, about half a mile still south of you from where you're standing on the outskirts of this large forest.
So, dudes, what did you think? Shall we go out in the plains and hide amongst the sand? Or shall we hide in the woods, waiting to ambush there? Maybe perhaps push a tree in front of them?
I think going into the woods and pushing a tree onto the road might prove better cover than the plains and the sand.
Excellent. Would you like me to push the tree before they get here, or while they're coming?
Captain Bison speaks up. You need a tree to block the road?
I will say,
you can't hear me?
You can't hear this conversation as Tun is speaking in his head. Sorry, yeah. The only disadvantage of the Tun conversation capabilities here.
I say let's.
I was saying, unless dudes is speaking, replying out loud. I don't know. Like that would be my question. Are you replying in your mind, or are you speaking out loud at this point?
I think it would be funny if I was just replying out loud.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of looking over.
To
yeah, looking over to Tun, giving him a glance as you kind of speak. Tun seemingly like nodding along as he answers. All right. As as Captain Bison kind of does hear the half that Doots speaks. So yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Doots, to answer.
I think it's best we probably set up the tree now. That way, it doesn't potentially spook them.
And now, I guess Captain Bison would like to say something about the tree.
Captain Bison would like to walk over to where the tree would have to go to block the path.
Okay.
And nod at Cinnabari. Cinnabari will dismount, get in that area, and turn into a tree.
Wait. Okay.
Like a fallen over tree, or like a roots in the ground?
Straight up tree. Just roots in.
Okay.
Spot for a tree, don't you think, dudes? In a freshly trampled road.
It looks so weird.
Bugs are not intelligent.
The road itself, I will say, is about 40-ish feet from side to side. The trees are very, about 10 feet thick. these aren't like small trees. These are very old trees, from what you can tell. Like, there's a reason why, as you look over behind you towards the like grassy, deserty, and then turning it slowly transitioning into desert the closer it gets to the mountain. Most of the trees around this area look to have been cut down because they were skinnier, looking to only be about a foot in thickness.
All right. Well, I can become a dead tree laying on the ground. That is part of the spell.
Mm-hmm. I think it'd be better to block off the entire road.
Yeah.
All right. So everything was a long dead tree just laying on the floor.
Yeah, as you watch it, looks like one of these smaller trees. As you look over, clearly seeing a couple of them fallen over and still left there. Cinnabari seems to mimic the design, laying down in the middle of this muddy road.
So, do we want... So, I think... of course, I am no tactician, my good sir. However, do we want to do all of us going after one part, or do we want to focus on different areas, like some attacking the back, the front, the sides, and all that nonsense to get them all confused and such? What do you think, dear Commander Dukes?
Well, I say attack from different points. Try and deal as much damage as you can to your section. Disrupt them as much as possible.
So, where would you like me, sir?
I'm trying to think, who do I want to have in the front? The bison or him?
As you want, do you need a second to take? I mean, you can take a minute to look, because as you don't, there's a live battle going on all around you. You're not seeing any like backing up or coming back. It sounds like the fighting's like pushing further north into the forest. As you guys kind of listen. However, as you're kind of standing here, it doesn't sound like they're pushing back. You could or potentially have time here. I mean, there's still the chance that the army gets pushed back from your perspective. I will say, and with Gygax's vibration sense still up, he does not sense any creatures seemingly nearby within about 50 feet. Which I believe is your vibration sense limit, Gygax? Am I wrong, or is it 100 feet?
100.
100. Okay. About 100 feet. You do still feel a couple of what individuals walking about, but it looks like most of these are like people heading north, from what you can tell.
How about Tun comes from the left side? Captain Bison, if you are okay with charging or taking care of the front, and Gygax can come from the right. I will do my best to support.
There is an interesting proposal as well, if you wish. Cinnabari can entangle things with vines and such. We could wait until the carriages get up here and then tie them down so they physically can't move.
The bison standing in the middle of this like muddy path talking to dudes while Tuntun's kind of standing off to the side. There's the Dryad just lying down and Gygax kind of staring, looking up at you, I imagine, kind of watching about the forest line.
However, I am all for a charge.
Let's entangle them so that they can't run away, and then perform the charge.
Then we should probably knock down a different tree. I don't know if she can cast well as a tree.
Tun goes to a very large tree and is ready to knock it over now.
Knock it down.
Waiting for Cinnabari to vacate the area.
She'll move, seeing what you're doing. Yep.
Great.
What's a Thrycreen look like again?
Here, as you take a second, Dude's kind of pulling out his book, because of Dude's background, he would have one. He shows you a picture of a Thrycreen, which I will use the one that was originally proposed. Let me not post it in general, that would be interesting. There you go. Yeah, as you see this large, like crab-colored mantis-like creature carrying what looks to be a really simple, like flint-like spear. This creature's like very much depicted as a primitive, and they're noted in the book. Though I don't know how much Gygax would read here or really like pay attention to the book other than the picture. It would be noted in there pretty clear that these creatures are recognized as sentient, but very dangerous and hostile. All right.
I'm going to be the only one on the right, correct?
If you have any qualms with this and would like to rebuttal, please do.
No, I want to be the only one on the right.
All right, then.
So from what I see, it's Gygax on the right, Tunt on the left, and the Captain Bison taking the front with Cinnabari and Dutes behind Captain Bison, I assume to provide support.
Yeah.
All right, that works.
So I get on the right and I grab both of my wands so that I'm ready.
Okay.
However, I do believe, of course, there needs to be a point in which they actually get up to the log, and so they don't see us. Is there, like, rolling hills for us to hide behind, or is this, like, flat plains?
As you look about, besides the trees themselves, which are massive, like I said, they are 10 feet thick. These are not small trees, Tun. This tree is bigger than you. That is, with that in mind, as you look about, other than the trees and the like thick roots underneath them that kind of like slightly push up, killing and choking out the foliage, it is only besides, like I mentioned, the cliffside, the lower, like further down the southern road, the where it dips. That's the only place where you see actually a difference in elevation. It is all flat. Besides the trees, that's all it covers.
I'm gonna morph into a rock, so okay. I'm rolling disguise. And I'm also going to hide.
All right. Give me a hide check. Cinnabari and Captain Bison, give me hide checks as well.
Will I get a bonus if I use wood shape to make the trees easier to hide behind for me and Captain Bison?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm shaped like a hidden rock.
Okay.
I got a 13 for a hide.
Dude's is very colorful clothing, kind of does not match with the very dark wood. Yeah. Okay.
16 hide. Captain Bison blends among the trees.
All right.
I might have a. I mean, I guess I could come from the trees from the side.
So
yeah.
I'm just making sure I've got my note here right. I got Gygax on the right. I got Dutes and Captain Bison on the left, and Tun as well on the left, pushing the tree over.
The tree's gonna be pushed over before they come.
Oh, you're just pushing it over right now. Okay, got you.
Yeah.
We'll have to move forward to move out of the way. It would look weird if it just fell suddenly.
Listen, hey, I didn't know if we're going full Robin Hood with this. All right, all right. As you start to lean onto it, Tun, give me an attack on the tree.
Attack or strength?
I'll take. It depends. Are you trying to crack the tree, or are you trying to uproot it and tip it over? Because if you're trying to crack it and just break it...
I think crack it would probably be better, since how big this tree is.
10 foot in diameter. Yeah, so you're... Okay, yep, making an attack.
That'd be a wild root system underneath.
Yup.
Yeah.
And as these trees are pretty close and pretty thick around you, yeah.
Oh, right. I mean, I guess then again, a strength and a attack are the same thing. Actually, no, it's not, because I get attack bonus. Never mind then.
Yep. You also have your different types of damage, so.
All right. 21.
Alright. Let me see. 21 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
26 damage.
You watch as the tree, as you tear into it, biting into it, pieced and tearing chunks out. You manage to easily snap through chunk after chunk, pulling them aside and spitting them onto the ground. As eventually the tree seems to about halfway, you begin to hear the cracking sounds as it starts to lean. A piece of it flying back. Give me a reflex save to see if you get smacked in the face by the tree as it cracks.
Oh, right. 13.
13. As you try to jump back, you unfortunately feel the tree kind of smack you as a last piece of vengeance for tearing at it and biting into it.
11.
Taking 2 points of slashing damage from the piece of wood.
And it's not magical, right? So
it's not magical.
Damage...
Yeah, your damage reduction takes nothing because of that.
Yeah, nice.
But as you feel it kind of slash against your face, the tinge of pain for a moment as the tree falls over, crashing in, slamming onto the ground. You watch as it covers the entire 40-foot road, cleanly sitting there between the two. It's obvious some creature bit at the giant tree as you look over at it, kind of appearing over your work here. But as you kind of fall back, you think for a moment and wonder, there's got to be a creature out there that eats trees.
Yeah, it makes dams out of them. You know, I mean, there's a waterfall nearby.
You just looked over and you saw the trees that were all gone on the outskirts of the forest. Obviously, they're around here, so it makes sense. You're just less clean at it, you know.
Listen, I got it. I got the job done.
All right, now with Gygax on the right, Cinnabari and Captain Bison, as well as Dutes on the left. Tuntun, are you going to be moving behind the tree at that point?
They're behind the tree. I'm on the left.
Okay, so you guys are going to move to the road and behind the tree. All right, perfect.
When the time comes, I shall charge right down the middle.
Okay. Yep. And as Cinnabari begins to kind of lean over and touch the tree, you watch as the tree is shaped to look more older. The cracks looking to be more jagged and more natural, as if the tree is just aged for quite a while. Many of the bite lines seemingly disappearing. Tuntun, as you watch the tree morph, looking more natural now as the spell seems to finish.
Excellent.
All right. Alright, so give me a listen and a search check, and let's see how quickly you notice this.
Listen and a search check?
Yep. Well, because assumedly, listening...
32 listen.
Fuck. God damn it, Tuntun. How?
And a 21 search.
21, okay. Alright, Cinnabari?
Yeah, I have 4 checks to roll, because Captain Bison gets his own.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
I'll just roll 2d20 sets and I'll do modifier.
Gygax, appreciated.
Okay, so 16 search and what's listen based on? It's listen wisdom?
I believe so, yeah.
Yes. So that'd be a 20 listen.
Okay.
17 search.
17, okay.
6 listen.
Okay, perfect. Alright, I got all of that. And I
that's a 1 vibration, 6 listen.
But he got a 21
okay,
search.
Okay, 21. All right. With that, as you lot kind of look over, thankfully most of you, actually everyone's passed in their search or the listen, as in one way or another, some of you don't hear, some of you don't see it first. But as they don't seem to be hiding themselves, you begin to watch as a large group of what looks to be 4 wagons filled with heavy-looking Durlop, leather bags, laying in sacks all around or all throughout the wagons, are being pulled by what looks to be these large. Hooded and look like covered creatures that seem to almost be covered in full cloth, avoiding the sunlight. The Thrycreen, you count 2 groups of 4 on either side of the caravan. Otherwise, what looks to be 2 other individuals catching your attention as they begin to follow, kind of driving the wagons, one at the front and one at the very back, both seemingly wearing dark robes of black, carrying what looks to be bone staves that they seem to have one hand on while the other holding the, what do you call it, the reins. They are,
So-
from what you can tell, roughly about 30 minutes out from your location.
Uh, before anybody or before this happens, I will offer some specialty ale to anyone.
What specialty ale do?
Specialty ale, from what I've gathered, you drink it and you roll on a wild magic table.
No thanks.
That's how I got the fire breathing.
No, no thanks.
Tuntun's done that before. He's not down again.
No, let's keep everything as much under control as we can. My dear man, Dates. Leaving things
Alright.
up to chance at this moment of triumph.
Cinnabari just
something
doesn't
I wish to
understand
do.
what the liquid is.
DM, I have a question.
I have an answer.
So that weeks-long travel, I was
Uh-huh.
trying to train my symbiote to pop the cork.
Yes.
How well is he doing?
He can now pop a cork. He just can't recork it.
Okay.
So you're pretty confident if he had to pop a potion in your mouth, he could do so. He just couldn't figure out how to re-close the potion vial afterwards.
Sweet. So I prep potions inside of me, so all he has to do is reach over and pop a cork, and they will automatically pour into me.
Okay. Kind of leaning them over so that way they'll just pour out as soon as the cork's taken off to make it as little as damage possible. All right, cool. That works.
Yep.
As you begin to kind of prep that, also give me a d6 roll.
Ooh.
Do I have offspring?
You have a single coin that you can now feel at the underneath your tongue. We'll roll for that later.
Oh my god, you're a papa.
Yeah. I can't
Hey,
wait.
give
I
it
can't
to
wait for
Cameron.
someone to
Give it to
fall into
Cameron.
his mouth and get devoured by his children. That won't be scary.
Give it to James.
Right? As you kind of
Names are
watch,
weird.
kind of having the cork finishing up, you kind of watch as you begin to move your tongue about and feeling the coin underneath it, Gygax. You begin to realize, well, like I said, we'll kind of roll for its stats later when it becomes more prominent. The creature, right now, from what you can tell, has yet to manifest much of anything. As we jump over, so Tuntun, is there any preparatory actions you'd like to take?
Nope, I'm all good. I'm at least just ready to attack when the time comes.
Alright. Alright, Cinnabari.
Yeah. When they get about 20 minutes out, there's a spell I'm going to cast.
Okay.
Oh.
Gotcha. And then lastly, we got Doots as the leader. Any other, as you offer your drink, seeing Tuntun shake his head, Gygax seems kind of slightly distracted for a moment. Cinnabari looks confused at the liquid.
So I will put it away, because I've unfortunately never experimented enough with this, and I would rather save them as much as I can, because unfortunately the maker's dead. I will have my loot at the ready.
Okay. As you begin kind of pulling out your loot, strumming it up, making sure everything looks right, the caravan begins to move. About 10 minutes passed as it begins to kind of crust the edge of the little cliffside off to where the road had dipped down for a moment. Them seemingly stopped for a few moments there, and now coming up. They are starting to make the turn towards your direction. Cinnabari, you did ask for 20 to 10, so I just want to make sure. Are you waiting until they're like within a certain amount of feet? What's the...
When we're getting roughly prepped to get ready to attack is roughly when I'll cast it, because the spell lasts like 50 minutes.
Okay. Alright, as they start to kind of turn the front of the caravan, just kind of starting to make it the curve, they seemingly, well, let's see. I'm going to roll for this.
About to cast a horrifying spell.
Wow. Alright, with an 8 to that, So as they, kind of not realizing that all this is unusual, continuing as if this must be normal for a battle that had just happened in the woods for a treaty blocking the only road going up in or north or south in the area, the caravan continues moving forward. The guards or the cape figures holding their staves, kind of continuing to mush on their covered creatures of burden that are kind of pulling these four wagons as. They begin to move forward. The Thrycreen seem to kind of thin up into a single columns on either side of the caravan, and as about when they get within about 30 feet, they begin to kind of somewhat come to a stop, not seemingly noticing any of you or seemingly doing anything, as a few of the Thrycreen, or two of the Thrycreen start to walk forward towards the down tree.
Where most of the caravan is, and where all the people are in it, how close together are all these people?
So the caravan is about in total 80 feet long. For like the four wagons all together and spaced with the mounts in between. As far as most of them, most of the individuals are the 8 Thrycreen, 4 on either side, the one mounted rider, as well as his beast that's covered at the front is where the most conglomerated of them all are. Behind that is just a beast each on the 2 carts in the middle, and then at the last one is one of the riders with the staff as well, and his beast.
That's beautiful. My entangle hits the entire caravan.
Ah!
It is
how far are they from us?
It's 80 feet long, but the front of the caravan is only about 10 feet from the tree.
Okay.
Yep. So 15 feet from you if you want to count the 5 feet of getting around the tree you're hiding behind as a rock.
I need every
tree.
Oh, sorry, yeah. What was that, Cinnabari?
I need a reflex save from every Thrycreen in the caravan.
Okay.
And the rider.
I assume the mounts as well?
The mounts, I assume the carriages, since they can't exactly resist, are just tied up. You said it works on objects. Yep. So the grass starts whipping upwards and grabbing everything.
That's an 8 for the Thrycreen. For the mounts... Give me a second. That is a 19 for one, and for the others... That is a 6.
So only the 19 succeeds.
Alright, the large beast of burden at the very front of the caravan that is kind of pulling the front car or wagon.
Yeah, so the wagons are tied down, all the Thrycreen are tied down.
The riders, I will mention, did not seem to be affected by the spell. The ones fine. Mounted on the
I got
wagons.
The majority of the guard matters.
The Thrycreen seem to, as this, like, as you all watch as Cinnabari waves a stick in the air, or a branch in the air, you watch as a thick green like vines begin to erupt from the ground, pulling and grabbing at the creatures, holding them in place as it does so. The Thrycreen kind of looking about in confusion and shock. The beasts behind the caravan beginning to howl and screech as they seem to be suddenly caught up in it. The one large creature at the very front seems to kind of jostle a little bit, moving the wagon side to side, not being able to move. The riders, still covered head to toe in their cloaks, seem to not react in the slightest.
How close are the Thrycreen on the right side together?
All within, from you, given that you mentioned you were going to stay in front of where the fallen tree was, they would be about 10 feet back from you currently. 10 feet in front of you. Yeah, 4 on the right, yep. But
all right, I'm using my wand of fire to cast. As soon as the grass is done growing, I cast wall of fire on them.
Oh!
Going along the edge of the caravan.
All right. Is that a reflex save?
Well, he has to use magic device first because he's not.
Oh yeah, that's right. Use magic device.
Yes,
thank you, because
do.
you don't have that spell. I forgot. I forgot Spell Thief does not get the same benefits.
Yeah, nope. And let's see.
Well, he doesn't get the benefits because he's not a high enough level caster yet. What's his Spell Thief spells?
Yeah.
Saving throw, none.
Okay, good. No, so it's just going to be hit for them. Okay.
2d4 points of damage.
What do you roll for the use magic device?
I'm gonna use magic device. I'm gonna roll that here in a second.
I believe. Let me check it. Oh no, this will fire. Oh, I forgot that you had this. You just need to come on. Oh, there, perfect. All right, yeah, it goes off as usual.
Barely a success, but it works.
As the one kind of sputters for a second, and Gygax, as you kind of shake it, and kind of wave it at them, it sputters. The fiery wall exploding out against across the creatures, right in the long line, hitting them all.
Oh wait. So dealing 2d4 points of fire damage to creatures within 10 feet. And then also, the wall deals 2d6 points of fire damage plus 1 point of fire damage per caster level in the firewall.
Yep.
Yep.
So
some of the creatures on the side, some of it hurts when they run through it.
Which is going to hit the wagons, which is going to catch the wagons aflame.
I did the wall of flame on those 4 going along the edge.
Yep, which is going to catch the wagons on fire, but it won't affect the sorcerers, and it does not seemingly affect the mounts, surprisingly.
Do the cloaks of the mounts get burned off?
Let me read something. You're going to wish they didn't. But they do. 12 damage, okay.
2d4 roll is 4.
Okay.
2d6 roll plus 1 is 12.
12, alright. So in total, 16.
Everyone takes, anyone in the fire takes 16, anyone outside of the fire takes 4.
Alright. Oh no. The Thrycreans kind of getting roasted. Many of them looking as if they look slightly uncomfortable. Their body slaying just char. Their outer exoskeletons beginning to blacken in coloration from the light brownish coloration that they were. The creatures look to begin clicking their mandibles together, making this strange noise. Again, not speaking a language, just making noise as the creatures do. That begins to burn. The mounts the front mount does end up beginning to burn its cloak. A large looking and zombie-esque like creature with this gray skin, pieces kind of sewn onto it, arms, legs. This creature looks to be like troll, like almost troll-esque in its appearance, standing a clear 9 feet in height. It looks to be about 500-ish pounds of just pieces of muscles attached onto it, different bits of eyes and such. This creature stares over at you, bridle in its mouth as it kind of licks at it with its long tentacled tongue. Alright, so as you burn that, I will keep that in mind. We still are on the surprise round. That's the Cinnabari. That is, we've gotten Gygax. Back up to Cinnabari because I forgot to ask. Captain Bison, is he doing anything for the surprise round?
He will. First, the spell I casted earlier, because it's very noticeable and horrifying. Both Cinnabari and Captain Bison grow 2 more arms, and they have claws on the ends.
As you begin to grow out these appendages becoming to look like a demonic visage, the shadows and the mist around not helping to the appearance as the tree scene, or as this creature begins to grow. Alright.
Yep. And I was told I was to charge and kill the enemy, so I shall charge and kill the enemy.
Alright, climbing over the tree, or are you just wood shaping it, just to confirm? Well, Captain Bison can't, yeah. Yep.
Captain Bison's gonna jump it.
Alright, so you're charging as an action, yeah, alright. What are you charging to make clear? You've got Thrycreen that look to be on the opposite, just 5 feet off the, on the opposite side of the tree, just standing in front of it right next to each other. 2 more Thrycreen on the left side that look to be about 10 feet back and kind of standing off to the side of the caravan. Off to the right now, a large fiery wall that's making everything brightly glow and toasty, with the Thrycreen standing in it, yelling, screeching, and clicking. And then, of course, about 10 feet back, the wagon itself with its big beast standing there.
Yep, death to the closest Thrycreen.
All right. As you charge over, go ahead and make our roll. Let's see what you got.
All right, 5 attacks.
Oh.
Death to the enemy.
This poor Thrycreen. This is a fuck you to that Thrycreen personally moment.
21 to hit for the first.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. Let's see how much health the Thrycreen even have. We'll go bit by bit. 17 damage.
17. Alright. The creature seems to still stand. The Thrycreen kind of barely managing to hold itself as you slam your head into it hard, causing it to reel back, but the entangled vine seemingly keeping it standing upright as it seems to bounce back up as if a kind of a punching dummy.
All right, 23, 24, 21, and 9 to hit.
Everything but the 9 hits.
All right. So 3d6 plus 12 as his arms start flipping and stabbing this creature over and over again for 18 more damage.
As you slash into it, ripping and tearing, the creature seems to drop as the Thrycreen gets caught up, pieces flying, torso sliding to the ground, head flying off onto one and landing on one of the wagons as the arms seem to tear and rip and pull the creature apart. Good to know.
Okay. And Cinnabari and Captain Bison are moving together, so Cinnabari is going to cast a spell on herself, which does affect Captain Bison.
Okay.
And this will be Bite of the Werewolf.
Okay.
As Captain Bison gains a wolf-like visage, and all of his stats go up.
As the bison, with multiple arms now growing out of his sides, begins to turn into a large wolf, growing bigger, mouth or snout growing out, a brown wolf taking his place, growling and snarling at the Thrycreen around. All right, that ends your surprise round, I assume.
Yep, and my turn.
Tun.
All right. So there is.
As you look off, standing, because you were off to the left, as you stand there, there are two Thrycreen about 15 feet in front of you, just kind of standing there looking over towards, where the bison is standing now in front of the tree. 5 feet behind them is the wagon itself with the large mount kind of just standing there, staring about, drooling slightly as it looks around, and about 5 feet behind him would be the necromancer, also, which would be only about 20 feet behind in front of you. So you've got 10 feet or 15 feet if you want to get around. Well, actually, if you go, since you knocked over your tree, you're just hiding behind the stump. If you go over the stump, it would be 10 feet to go to the Thrycreen.
It's only 10 feet?
Yeah, because the extra 5 would have been if you had to go around the tree, but you kind of tore into the tree.
Gotcha. What about because wasn't there one group on each side?
Yes.
So there was 4 regular Thrycreen on that side as well. Right?
There was not 4 regulars. 2 of them moved up to go and deal with the thing, and now one of them is torn to shreds by the giant bison wolf, multi-armed creature.
Gotcha. So then there's 2 that didn't move up.
Yep.
Gotcha. I'll move over to them.
Yeah, as you kind of start climbing over the stump, floating over the stump.
But yeah, exactly.
Managing to do it, kind of smiling at the Thrycreen as you come out of hiding over it, kind of drool slightly coming down your mouth as you've never had Thrycreen before, just like Gygax here.
Time for the taste test.
As you move up towards the 2 creatures standing there, the large mount-like creature and its multi-armed and multi-muscled facets looks over at you with its 3 or 4 eyes that seem to kind of blink, close, and open at different times as it stands 5 feet behind the Thrycreen looking down at you. What you assume now at this point to be some sort of necromancer with his bone-like staff looking over at you seems to stare for a moment.
Touchdown is still hopped up on. Actually, no. It's how many days has it been since we set out?
About 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Oh, it's been 3 weeks. Okay, I'm no longer hopped up on Ambrosia. Okay.
No.
The horrors of war have actually returned to Tuntun's mind.
Oh no.
Mostly being hatching day. That was the worst one.
It's a hot, sunny day, Tun. It's just like that day.
The beach. God. All right. So, we are first going to bite one of the Thrycreen.
All right. Let's see what you got.
Does a 27 hit?
Shockingly, yes.
All right, and that is 25 damage.
Jesus Christ. As you bite into the first Thrycreen, moving up towards it, mouth watering, snapping at the bit, at the chance, you bite into the center of the torso of the creature, just clearing it in half as the creature is too thin. As you pull back, watching it fall to the ground, the other Thrycreen doesn't even seem to react as it seems to continue just staring forward.
All right, now the tentacle gets to go.
Oh, yes.
A black tentacle comes from like the back of my head, from underneath my
little
helmet, and just goes around, and I'm going to attack the other Thrycreen with my tentacle.
As the tentacle comes out like an old grease-haired style, as a greaser hairstyle, grabbing and smacking at the Thrycreen to the side. Go ahead and roll damage.
Does
Or
a
roll to
16
hit? Yes, it does.
Okay, so that means I need a saving throw. Let me double check. Actually, it's because I need to make a grapple now.
Oh.
Yes.
All right.
Improved grab. It's pretty great. So, how does grapple work again? What do I use?
Your strength plus, because you're medium, so you just your strength
I'm large.
plus. Oh, you're large. Okay, so it's a +1.
It's strength plus base attack plus 4, because it's
4
for every size of medium.
That's right. And the threat.
So, say it. You went pretty quickly. I'm sorry.
Base attack. Base attack.
Mm-hmm.
Plus strength modifier.
Plus strength modifier.
Plus 4 for size.
Plus 4 for size, and then I could just roll my strength.
Well, you roll all that together with a d20, yeah.
Yep.
Gotcha. So my
Those numbers together and roll them with a d20.
Gotcha. So my +8 for strength, my 5 for base attack bonus, and my 3 for being large.
4 for being large.
4 for being large, and then
okay.
I get a +4 for this attack by itself, anyways. So that is.
So that's 20 plus 20.
You can't lose unless you nat 1. He rolled a 10.
Mm-hmm.
Please roll on that one.
I didn't.
Damn you. As you turn, kind of a slight gleam in your eye as the tentacle peers out and stabs right through the creature. Creature not even reacting.
That was a 28. So I'll roll the damage first for the tentacle.
Let's see.
All right, 16 damage for the tentacle attack. So I don't know if it died prior to being grappled. I don't know.
As you stab into the creature, you watch as pulling the creature down towards you, feeling the tentacle grab hold of something inside the insect and pulling it towards you. The creature seems to just go limp and fall onto you, but you can't see its head. For all you know, it's grappling you back, Tun. But as that ends your surprise round...
Did I just pop its head off?
Let's roll initiative, gentlemen. Alright.
Is it Captain Bison's initiative since I'm riding him?
Yes.
Oh, great. I'm probably going last.
23. Natural 20.
19 for Tun.
19 for Tun.
Yeah.
Just roll. 1, 2, 4. Or 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's see. Save myself some time.
Oh, someone's going
Someone got a 1.
Someone's going last. That's nice.
Yep, that's not great. Wow. Please tell me I have new. Okay, that's going to hurt. All right. Gygax, what was yours, by the way?
11.
11. Thank you. What was Captain Bison? Oh, 6? Okay.
6. Yeah. Captain Bison will attack last to clean up. Proper justice will follow.
Yeah. No, that's not great.
Look, he normally has a +0 because of his fucking dex boost. He has a +2.
Oh, it's fine. It's totally fine. Alright, give me a second while I get
It's slow but heavy-handed.
let me get my initiative orders in order here. Alright. Jesus, I had so many good rolls. Why did you all have to roll better this time? Oh, it's the DM curse. I knew it was coming.
It's funny.
Yep. It's
And see, when
time.
you outroll, usually the party dies before they can fight back.
That's not true. That happened once, and it's told this party's fine. All right, cool. As we go to the initiative at the top of the order, Doots, you are up as you look about.
All right. So my first action is going to be inspire courage
Mhm.
to give everyone the standard buff I've been giving the past few combats.
All right, let's get the perform check. Let's see what you can do.
All right. 25 on perform.
Okay. As you begin to perform, what are you playing?
I am playing as requested by Zebril. No Children by the Mountain Goats.
God damn it.
So
I'm holding offspring inside me.
Yeah.
after, oh no, perfect timing. But as I've listened to the song before, first round is completely instrumental.
Yep. Yep. As you begin to play, running the song, you all feel a boost to your temporary HP, gaining 10 temp HP.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, ton, real concerned.
More
Dudes,
HP?
as you haven't moved, you do have a second action. Would you like to do anything else as you continue your performance, or are you just gonna stand there and?
Well, I mean, it's going to be a free action to summon the sword in my third hand.
Yep. Oh, you're gonna okay. You're just kind of waiting, and I
Yeah.
assume, are you going to attack or?
Should anything get close to me, I will swing at them.
Okay, so
Hostile enemies only.
holding an action. Okay. All right. As you begin to play your lute, the music kind of filling the forest as the clang of metal and sounds of crushing and crunching begin to pick up. We jump over to Tun. You're up, my friend. As
All
you
right.
look at the Thrycreen currently. With the tentacle still holding onto it, the Thrycreen giving you a hug as it feels like it's trying to grab around you, laying on top of you. Its torso kind of right in your face. Its stomach kind of right in your face as the creature seems to be on top of
The
you.
tentacle does have a 10-foot range, so it doesn't have to be right in my face.
But grapple, listen, it's pulling it in close.
I'm pretty sure that means the tentacle is wrapped around it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. However, you said the body went limp, yeah?
It feels as you kind of nudge it with your nose, it doesn't seem to react.
Alright, it's unnecessary to keep that.
Okay.
So, I will then attack with my tentacle towards a necromancer.
Alright. As you turn and look up at the cloaked figure with his bone staff in hand, yeah. You're attacking him with your tentacle, I assume, as you said?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what you got.
It is an 18 hit.
An 18 does.
All right, so we'll just start off with the regular damage before we do the grapple.
Alright.
13 damage.
13 as you slim, and what type? This is I think piercing magical.
It doesn't give me a damage type on the sheet.
So I'm going to assume magical piercing due to how the effect of it. In this case, to keep it simple. So that's good to know for my own.
Oh, tentacles are bludgeoning by default.
Are they? Thank you. Appreciate that. So magical bludgeoning.
Thank you, Levinos.
Oh, and you said 13 damage?
Yes.
All right. As you slam the tentacle into the individual, the cloaked figure kind of coughs a little bit, a bit of black ichor kind of splashing out in front of it, but otherwise, and then I assume you're trying to grapple it?
Yes.
The necromancer is not capable of being grappled as your tentacles pulls back and pulls a single, what looks to be very round, fat, small thrycreen out of the heavy cloak. The cloak falling back and another smaller thrycreen, round thrycreen sitting at the bottom of it. Both of them look to be about 1.5 feet tall, of completely white, and most of it looks to be just a very round bug with small legs and small arms.
Two thrycreens in a trench coat. All right. So, the thrycreen's what? Just 10 feet away?
Well, you have one in your hand right now. One now in your hand as the creature's grabbed by the foot, but it cannot be grappled. It just has a note because you couldn't grapple the both of them. So it's a joke, as in basically. So yes, you have the grapple on them.
All right. Then
Or,
it's
you'll roll for it.
unnecessary. It's unnecessary to keep their grapple on then if they can't be grappled.
Okay. All right. As you let go, pulling your tentacle back.
All right. So then, So the distance is just 10 feet away. Yeah.
They are now only about 5 feet behind, because they were only 5 feet behind the thrycreen. So, assumedly, you took your 5-foot step forward on top of the corpse that's now underneath you. They would only be 5 feet in front of you and up.
Gotcha. So it's so great the tentacles have their own special attack, so it actually doesn't take up any of my attack actions. It's really great. So I can do my own thing now.
Oh yeah. Okay. Good to know.
All right. Does a 16 hits? Yeah.
16 sadly does hit.
21 damage. This is my bite.
Oh, as you bite into the round body of the little thrycreen, it seems to squeal out as you pull a piece of it off of it. Chunks of skin kind of pulling away, but the creature seemingly shrinking as you pull a chunk of it off. That drops it. Okay.
All right, and I'm going to do it again.
All right.
Does a 19 hit?
So, unfortunately, yes, as we're still flat-footed.
22.
Fuck. As you tear into the creature, biting down on it now, having grasped it with your mouth the first time, throwing it up in the air and trying to chomp down on it, you manage to crush the last of the small, round insectoid in your mouth. The kind of dissatisfying taste of what just feels like very dry saltine crackers, but without the salt. It's just cracker.
Heart attack? What?
And
What is?
It's just very papery as it kind of melts in your mouth, and it does not taste any good or bad as you kind of it almost dissolves into a paper-like material.
That's the rest of my. That's it. That's all I can do.
That's it. All right. As you end your turn, the creature looks up at you. The little thrycreen looks up at you and kind of in a language. You actually you do understand thrycreen at least, thankfully. As you hear the creature kind of making these weird clicking noises, actually speaking for once, and goes, "You will die, you little bastard, for eating my friends." And he is going to go ahead and cast Crushing Despair on Tun Tun. Tun Tun, I need a will save.
This is a spell, yeah?
Yes.
So, how does spell resistance work again?
Oh, my bad. Yep.
Does Crushing Despair allow spell resistance? That's the question.
Actually, hold up. Spell resistance does. Yep.
All right.
Also, how close is he to the firewall?
Not close enough to. He would be within 5 feet of it.
He takes damage on his turn.
I will
4 points.
note that. Okay, 4 points.
Unless he's undead, then he takes 8 points.
He is not undead.
I
And that's an 11 for the spell resistance roll, which I believe
does not make it through.
He has no caster level at all to buff that.
Actually, hold up. Let me check something. Oh, yes, sorry. Not 11. 18.
Oh, okay, 18 does go through.
Okay. My apologies. I was looking at something else I was reading. As you feel your mind begin to the depression to sink in, the war effects to sink in, the visions of the seagulls coming down, grabbing the rocks, grabbing your brethren, picking them up and flying away with them, never to be seen.
I still need to do the will save, yeah?
Yep. Give me a will save.
You're just seeing these. You fight
23, that's a natural 20.
Mother. Damn. As the vision seems to kind of come in, clouding your thoughts, you kind of shake your head, kind of almost mentally slapping yourself and focus back into the individual,
My
looking back up
memories
at it.
of ambrosia are enough to keep me at bay.
All right. As it hasn't moved. Give me a second. It is going to cast its only other spell for this. It is going to try and grab hold of Tuntun by jumping at him. Tuntun, I need to roll spell resistance once more. That is a 14 plus 7, so that is 21.
I have my spell resistance thing is 15, so
Okay.
yeah.
Go ahead. There is no save for this as the creature grabs hold of you and you begin to feel your life being sucked out of you.
So wait, what kind? Is it an energy drain?
This is an HP. This does hit, unfortunately, temporary hit points as well. So
Because I'm trying to remember. Because I know I have immunities to ability, damage, drain, and energy.
it's not ability. This is only health.
Yeah, that's for ability score draining.
Okay. So what's energy drain?
Energy drain is a completely different spell.
There's
Okay.
Yeah, and there's stuff that just drains your stats down. You're immune to that.
You take 27 points of damage, as this does suck out your HP as the creature seems to kind of bloat a little bit larger, expanding out, and seems to kind of start to float a little bit off of you, smiling as he looks down at you.
Okay, so does it take away from both HP and temp at the same time, or is it, my temp HP gets hit first?
It just hits temp HP, so it just starts there and goes through.
Okay, so you said how many? 20 what?
27.
Okay, still got temp HP. That's good to know.
You seem unfazed, unbothered as the creature sucks a little bit of blood away, biting into the side of your neck, and then starts to float up a little bit, now expanding out to almost double its small size.
There is no opportunity attacks that come with this, right?
Nope. Because
Okay.
the 5-foot movement is part of his attack. That ends his turn. Alright, and let me add that onto his own note. Alright, as the Thrycreen guard, the 4 on the side are going to go. That is 4, 8, 12, 16 points of damage as they stand inside the fire. As the creatures seem to screech out, causing them to kind of jump. The Thrycreens eat the small squad seems to pull itself out of the fire, trying to get out of it. Is there? I forget. Is Wildfire a save to walk out of it or no? I assume not. Oh, it says passing through it, so it does do damage. So instead of leaving it, okay. Gygax, do you want to roll your fire damage for the creatures as the Thrycreen try to leave the firewall that you cast onto them?
Aren't they still entangled as well?
Yes. But they still get the chance to... They still have the ability to move within 5 feet. I believe
they have
entangled.
They have to... Let me check entangled. Because I believe... No, they just can't move unless they burst the ropes.
Oh.
It is a strength check or an escape artist if you want to get out of it.
Okay, well then they gotta make that first. Then I'll roll that. Is it strength or escape artist?
It's one or either. Yeah. Do you want to wiggle out, or do you want to try and break the vines?
Unfortunate for me, because that's bad for both. That's a 17.
That's a fail.
Oh fuck.
EC 20. I'm sorry.
I tried. The Thrycreen kind of struggle and pull, and as they kind of get seemingly stuck, not being able to pull themselves out, the creatures seem to be struggling as they stay inside of it. As far as it goes, that ends their turn.
Burning alive.
Yeah. As that ends them, The other Thrycreen, the one, actually, sorry, that's, the one Thrycreen that's left of the other squad, that Tuntun didn't eat and that left in front, standing in front of, Cinnabari and Captain Bison, and looks over the entanglement down at his feet, looks over at his dead friend, and looks back at Tuntun standing over one corpse, the other kind of laying off to the side, looks at the burning Thrycreen, and for a moment, there's a flash of realization as this Thrycreen understands its place in life, drawing its javelin back as it pulls it out of its quiver on its back. It is going to try and throw it at Cinnabari.
Oh wow! I thought he was about to like break from the hive. Like he's realized that this is not going well.
He doesn't want to be here.
Is he within 10 feet of the firewall?
Yeah, technically yes, but he's not moving.
And he takes 4 points of damage.
I will note that. Thank you. Oh, that's not good. Let me again not roll in general. God damn, I keep looking over at people because they're typing in general. All right, let me type. Plus. That hurts for that. That's a 7 to hit Cinnabari with the javelin.
So I'm gonna be real. Cinnabari has a 24 AC right now because of the spell buffs.
As the javelin goes kind of careening towards you, easily seeing the creature kind of pulling it out, aiming at you for a few seconds, and then throwing it. You manage to easily just kind of smack it away as it comes close, watching it tumble off behind you. The Thrycreen looks around again, pulls out another javelin.
I'm gonna try again.
Yeah.
19 as it goes, throws it. Watches it go.
You have to nat 20.
Watches it go flying off and just kind of stares at you as it ends its turn. All right, Gygax. At that, as you look over, the 4 Thrycreen still standing in that fiery wall, burning, screeching out with high-pitched clacking and some strange high-pitched screech noise that almost sounds like metal kind of being torn on or slashed against metal. As you begin to hear these creatures kind of starting to die down a little bit as their bodies are starting to barbecue a bit. The smell of burning bug kind of emanating throughout. The creature still at the front. The mount seems to kind of be agitated as it looks over at the firewall and kind of looks about at Tuntun. Now seeing the 2 Necromancer Thrycreens inside the cloak, one now being eaten by Tuntun, of course, and the other kind of still floating above him on the other side of the wagon. What would you like to do?
What was that zombie patchwork Franken beast thing that you were talking about?
It is the front mount that looks to be looking over at your firewall and like kind of not moving but glaring at it and then looking about.
Okay, I'm not worried about that then. I want to do 2 things. One, I need to roll concentration to keep the firewall up.
Okay.
So that'll be my first action.
Okay.
It stays.
Nice. The fire continues. The screeching, clicking continues.
All right, and the other Necromancer Thrycreen on Tuntun's side. How far away is he from me?
Tuntun and them, assuming, because you didn't really move at all from your position, so
Nope.
It would be about 10 feet up to the front of the wagon itself, and another 5 feet over the wagon, so about 15 feet in actual movement, technically only 10 feet diagonally from you.
Okay, so I'm gonna summon a monster on top of it.
I will warn that the creature is floating over
Using the other
Tuntun's
one.
head.
Floating over me, Gygax.
It is floating over Tuntun's head, if you're just as a note, so...
Oh, I thought there was another one that was still alive.
Oh, there's
What's
another. Yeah, there's another cloaked figure about 60 feet all the way at the back. Still, that has not moved.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Um. Then instead of that,
If you kill the one in front of me, I can charge.
well, I was gonna summon a monster on top of it.
Oh.
Do you want me to?
No, because I can
Yeah.
kill it.
All right, then I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a sling attack then.
All right. Who you aiming at?
The one that's floating above Tun.
All right. Oh no. The creature's smiling, looking down at Tun as if it's just gotten the best of him as the slugs come flying.
And I would get a +1 because of Deuce's playing, and I'd also get a +2 because it would be a flanking because he was not noticing me. Correct?
Let me double check. These creatures can be flanked. Yes, that's fine. Yep.
All right.
Oh no.
I think I hit it.
A 20. As you send the thing flying, you manage to nail right into the creature as it's floating over Tuntun's head, giggling down at Tuntun as it feels it's won. Tuntun, you just watch as a slug seems to slam into the creature.
And it's one of my specialty ones.
Oh no, not the fishhook slug. As it gets imbued, the creature just kind of bounces as it's like kind of floating up a little bit, looking over at it, and looks down. And goes, as it starts chittering again at you and looking over at you. You hear in Thrycreen Tuntun, "The hell do I look like a what? What is this? Why are there feet? Why are there hooks? Ow!"
Tuntun will chortle at him,
As
signifying to him that I can understand what he's saying.
Yeah, as you chortle, the creature seems to look down at you with like eyes a little wide open. Gygax. As you watch, this creature seems to be staring down now at Tuntun. The slug imbued in its side. It looks to kind of poke at it for a moment, not really doing anything to it, and just seeming like staring at, trying to figure out what this is.
If it pokes at it, it causes 1 point of damage.
Yes, it's for flavor. All right. As the creature looks at, you haven't moved. You still have a second action technically.
I thought my concentration was an action.
No, I don't count. I don't typically count concentration as an action unless you fail.
Oh well, in that case, guess what that little floating bastard's gonna get?
A second one.
Another one.
Let's go.
Yep.
Let's see.
But I don't have the flanking now, do I?
No, the creature does see you now. Clearly.
But guess what? I rolled a 20 again.
God darn it, that hits. Yep, full on hits. Let's see what you got. Oh, and with max damage.
Max damage!
As you slam kind of reel back the sling, winding it up and let it go flying. The thing seems to slam into the creature again as it seems to take its eyes off you for a moment to look at Tuntun, slamming it to the side once more as the creature kind of jostles itself and looks over and it speaks in Thrycreen as it looks over at you, Gygax, and says, as Tuntun hears, "You stop, you stupid walking chest!
Your mother's an ant."
Chortle.
As Tuntun chortles, Gygax shouting this out as he ends his turn. Alright. As the cloaked figure at the very back is up, they are going to release the harnesses, or the, what do you call it? Sorry. The
Bridle.
Bridle, thank you. God, I'm just struggling tonight with that word. as they do so, the creatures seem to immediately begin to move about, jostling and gnashing. The cloaks falling off as you see these the three other creatures at the back, each carrying a wagon, look to be long-looking, bony, dog-like figures, seemingly kind of growling and barking as they look about. Their little red eyes seemingly locking onto Tun as the drool can be kind of seen dripping from their mouths.
And those creatures are still entangled, yeah?
They are, yes.
Nice.
But
wait, and hold on a second. Bone dogs? We've already been through this once. No, I assume these are much more than what I had to deal with in the past.
we're about to find out.
Flashbacks.
If they're undead, they take extra fire damage.
They do. However, they're farther back. So, as the necromancer one finishes his turn, the second one in the cloak popping out is going to go ahead and sit there staring at you, Tun. And Tun, for a moment, you see a strange reddish glint in the thrycreen, like white little ball, as it stares at you for a moment, as it suddenly begins to expand, and you see a semi-tall, about 6 foot or 5'9", red-haired, very fancy merchant clothing, with what looks to be little golden illustrations, a little of the all throughout the red, nice silk. A little staff in his hand. Little red, what looks to be very thick red glasses, as this individual pops out, sharp teeth, smiling. You see an individual you have yet, I believe, you somewhat recognize from one time you've seen him before, as you see Jakix himself kind of morph out of this thrycreen, and you see a smile go across his face and go, "Good day, my gentlemen. How may I be of assistance? It looks like you're in a bit of a fault here. Allow me to..." And he snaps his fingers, and you watch as the other necromancer behind him, the other small little thrycreen, goes to sleep. Ending his turn.
Takes damage.
Huh? Yes. Does it counts towards hostile people, correct? Or is it anybody?
No.
Alright.
Here, let me go look at that up. I don't think it says anything about hostility or anything. It just says
I think it's
in range.
fire.
Okay.
Fire is indiscriminate.
Yeah.
Alright. Give me a second. And that's 40 for damage? I assume.
No, it's 4.
Oh, 4. Sorry, my bad.
40.
I was doing health for the individual, and I was like doing. I was like, oh, let me minus this.
40 damage?
No, we're good.
Go
We're
ahead.
good. We're good. Yeah, maybe next time. You know.
Maybe next time.
As the individual kind of smiles back, looking at you, and goes, "That's quite hot. I don't quite care for that." As he looks about, ending his turn. The hounds are up. They are entangled, so they are going to try and break entanglement. You said strength or escape artist. I don't have escape artist, but I do have strength. Turns out dogs, even undead, aren't very good at escaping. In D&D, that is plus 12.
Don't light up.
Alright, I haven't moved, so I'm gonna do it again.
Then I think I'm doing very well for myself.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this hurts. This hurts. Fuck me. Okay.
You know, together those two rolls are exactly the DC.
So Cinnabari is gonna die a horrible death off screen later, as the
Wow.
Gravehounds pile up on them. No. Cinnabari,
Oh, Cinnabari or Captain Bison.
Cinnabari, you are up. What would you like to do?
The Thrycrane in front of me that tried to javelin me twice.
Who stares at you blankly with no concern or fear for himself.
Yeah, it'd be
Captain-
so funny if you gave it freedom from the hive.
I want to make sure about something before I I think I can just... Yeah. I'm gonna rip this guy to shreds.
Oh no.
I could roll poorly.
Cinnabari, obliterate this twink.
32 to hit.
Speaking from experience there, Kesnok.
Yes, I am a social media user for a restaurant in which I said obliterate that twink.
That hits, against the Thrycrane,
Yep.
yeah. No, that definitely.
18 damage.
Is Cinnabari assume, is doing the attacking here?
No, this is the bison.
Captain Bison goes through the Thrycrane in a thick paste, smearing across his, wolfish face, as the creature is easily almost torn in half, with a single blow.
Alright, where's the next enemy?
As you look forward, you do see about 10 feet. If you take a 5 foot forward step, the creature, the towering Frankenstein-like monster that's been kind of eyeing up this fiery wall the entire time.
Cool. I back up 15 feet and then I charge forward.
As any wolf bison would do. All right. Charge is. Remember it. There's no save on it. It's just the -2. Yep. Go. All right.
Well, let's start with the easy one. Let me just get the modifiers for these set up.
Oof.
It's a +9 for each. So let's see. So it's a 19.
That does not hit.
Sorry.
Oh wait, no, sorry, this thing hasn't gone yet. That does hit. My apologies. Oh wait, no, never mind. Flatfoot. Nope, ignore me. Yep, I'm right.
Yep.
Can't do
so
math.
19, 14, 13, 22.
You don't hit. As you charge forth, this creature grabs hold of Captain Bison's snout and just kind of holds him there as he grinds into the dirt, pushing forward, not able to move. The creature just kind of lightly pets the top of the head of Captain Bison.
I see. Does a 29 hit?
29 does hit.
As Cinnabari stabs him with a lance.
Don't touch my wolf.
Don't touch my bison.
I just say this just makes me think of the Rolf from fucking Ed, Edd n Eddy. I don't know
20
why. 20 damage? Alright, as you slam your what did you say, javelin? Or spear?
It is an ironwood lance.
As you slam your lance into the creature's hand, it pulls away, shocked and looking at you, kind of looks at its hand, sniffs it, and the long tentacle-like tongue comes out and like wipes around across it. You watch as it kind of puts its hand back down, the wound seemingly closing up.
Magic lance not good enough. That's okay. Let's swing one more time. Can I get another super high roll? Oh, yeah. 28 to hit.
28 hits.
Max damage, 13 damage.
As you slam into the creature once more, it seems to again, as you poke at it, piercing right through it. What was that? Oh, okay.
What?
Nothing. I thought I heard someone. As you poke right through it, the creature watches as its hand is impaled once more. It pulls its hand away and seems to yet again repeat the action, licking it and the wound closing.
I click at it in Druidic, saying, "I'm going to rip out your tongue." Which animals? Although it might be undead, animals do understand Druidic. It is animal speak.
The creature just turns its head.
Wait, so then I have a question. Wouldn't Tuntun then still be able to understand Druidic?
Wrong kind of animal.
Okay. So when you become a magical beast, you no longer can understand Druid?
So that's there's a question, there's still an argument on that. We'll talk about that after session for it. Yeah.
I heard.
Because I'll explain the sides. I just don't want to go into it for session, because that would kind of kill it.
Oh yeah, no, go for it.
But yeah, as you slamming into the creature, it looks down at you as you say this in Druidic. It seems sounding like the chittering of a squirrel, the sounds of a bird call, the different kind of noises of the forest itself would make as the trees move and crack. The sounds of the leaves moving on the wind kind of portrays out. The creature just kind of tilts its head and looks at you.
Yeah, it's the Amadrin.
All right. It's finally up, and the creature, as it looks down at Cinnabari, who has stabbed it twice, is going to immediately swing at you.
How tall is this creature?
It is 9 feet tall.
I was like, because with mount, I'm 13 feet tall.
Never mind. My apologies. All right. As it looks up at you, it's going to still go and attack you. So 2d20 for the first one. That is 21 and 27 to hit.
The 21 misses, the 27 hits.
Okay, and then just so I can get all done in one, because it gets 3 attacks per round or per action. That is a 29 for the last one for the claws.
Yep, that hits.
All right, as its front and rear claws come slashing into you, the creature tearing at you left and right. All right.
I'll say you are rolling in general, just so you know.
Oh, my bad. God damn it. Fucking Levitos, get out of general, you bastard. The problem.
Type down.
I know he can't. It's not his fault at all. God damn it, though.
Just mute general. I did.
I refuse.
Where do you want me to go, he says.
I don't know. Figure something out. That's what you do.
You can talk in Sunday. It doesn't matter if he rolls in Sunday.
Alright, so you take 8 and, that is 9 slashing damage, magical for the first claw, as the first 2 claws come slashing into you, and as the back claw comes up from underneath its foot, or underneath itself, it pulls its leg up and claws at you. It also... 9 damage, and I believe, are you immune to disease or poison?
It depends on the disease.
The disease specifically is demon fever.
Yes, I am, and I am immune to poison, being a plant.
Alright. Damn you.
Also, with that damage, Cinnabari seems completely unfazed.
Just checking something. As you feel the claws striking at you, the ichor from the underneath them kind of getting onto your body, though it seems to just kind of slide away as it does so. The creature looks at you almost with confusion as it ends its turn, as it can't do that more than once.
Wrong target to do it to, man.
Yep. All right.
And did that creature take its 8 points of damage?
It did.
From the fire?
Yep, because that puts us there. Alright, back up to the top of the initiative order. Doots. I know it's been a while, man. We're back.
Yeah, we are.
I was about to say this has been a long.
Lot of monsters you're fighting. This is a supply train. As you watch the Thrycreen still off to your, basically off to the right, burning in a column of fire. The wall of fire still going up about 15 feet in front of you. As I assume you didn't leave from behind the tree.
Yeah.
As you look on, you see now about 10 feet in front of you the large bison kind of blocking the view as it takes on the smaller Frankenstein-like creature kind of hidden behind the kind of imposing wolf bison. Off to the left, you can see about 15 feet in front of you, you see the Tuntun and looking up at this floating orb that's got 2 large slugs now in its side as it floats over Tuntun, kind of picking at him and trying to figure out a way to remove these things without hurting itself, kind of while staring at Tuntun every once in a while. Gygax is slightly out of view just because of the tree itself on your right, so you can't really see him as he hasn't moved. So.
Alright. Well, I'm going to maintain concentration on the song.
Alright, roll concentration and perform check if you're for it.
Yep. I hope that our few remaining friends give up on trying to save us. Concentration's 15.
Wait, is
Perform.
that's the... Oh, God. I forgot about that. As you shout this out. Okay.
Perform is 26.
26.
That doesn't fill me with happiness at all. Those words make me.
The glumness begins to cause all, as you all hear this, of dudes seemingly giving up, kind of gives you guys an irritation. The fight's going well. It's almost, how could he give up already? You're winning. Giving you guys another +1 to your attacks on top of that, as you begin to feel irritated looking over at Dutes as you hear this.
+1 only on dates, though.
Yeah, only to hit Dutes. This is so for specifics. No, but yeah, the rage kind of hitting you as you feel the need, not to impress, but to show how easy this fight truly is for the situation that you're in. All right, Dutes.
The next set of lyrics is not gonna make it any better, man.
No, it ain't. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. Alright, dudes, that's your one concentration. Is there anything else you'd like to do for your secondary action and then your main action at this point? Oh no, because you did the perform check. Sorry, your secondary action. My apologies.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really all I can do. Just maintain.
Are you still gonna hold your action again and not use it?
Nothing.
Hey man, just in case anything realizes that, hey, I am the support. I need to protect myself.
Everything's entangled and hasn't been able to break free so far, but yeah, no, if you continue to hold your action, that's fine. Kind of.
I dare you to drink one of your special drinks.
You know what?
For the love of God, it's going so well right now, bro.
If it starts looking worse, then I'll down 2.
2? All right. I'm down for that. That'll make this interesting. Okay. As you so did you want to do anything else, dudes?
No, that'll be it for my turn.
Okay. As you hold your action, waiting to see if any of the creatures will come get within 5 feet of you with hostility. We move on to the next Tun. As you look up, the creature's 5 feet floating above your head, giggling every once in a while. It looks at you, but you can see the nervousness on its face as sweat drips down as it pokes at the slugs in its side.
Well, 5 feet is still within range, so it's gonna get a chunk bitten out of it. Oof. I assume a 13 doesn't hit.
13 does not hit. Now that they're not flat-footed.
I whiffed that one. Does a dirty 20 hit?
A dirty 20 does hit.
And that'll be 20 damage.
As you bite at the creature, tearing at while it looks away to kind of move, try and move out and move the kind of slug in its side. You tear into a chunk of it, biting a hold of its leg and pulling down. That cheap, almost falling apart bread taste hitting your mouth now. Once again, it's so weird tasting. As you look up at the creature, the creature seeming unbothered, as no blood, no guts, nothing seems to pour out. You just pull away pieces of flesh, as it seems, or what seems to be flesh, and then turns to this weird material.
Okay, I'm going to then hit it with the tentacle. Not going to be trying to grapple it, of course, this time, but...
So you haven't moved, so if this thing doesn't take up your action, Tuntun's not moved.
So I already done my 2 actual attacks.
Oh, that's both of them. Okay.
The tentacle gets its own thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Does a 16 hit?
Just barely.
Nice. All right. 12 damage.
As it slams into the creature, it seemingly looks over at you as the tentacle smacks it. I assume you're grappling.
No, because you told me it can't be grappled.
It's true. But you can still grab hold if you want to try. It won't do anything. But as you smack at it like a whip, the creature kind of taking the hit seems to kind of gasp as the wind gets knocked out, blowing up a little bit and floating back down. The creature kind of looks annoyed at you as it huffs up almost immediately.
I hope that's... Because I assume what it took for me, the health that it snagged for me, boosted it up, so I hope at least most of its temp HP is fucking gone.
Alright, does that end your turn, Tun?
That's it. I have an ace up my sleeve, but I'm not going to use it on just one thing.
Alright, Tun, give me a reflex save.
That's not fair. 13. Is it sucking me off again?
As this thing vomits this disgusting black liquid down onto you, you feel as it kind of splashes onto you. Give me a fortitude save as well to see if you take a full.
And this isn't a spell, correct?
No.
Okay.
A
A 19 fortitude.
19. You only take half as the creature begins vomiting up. Give me a second.
What kind of damage is it?
This is acid.
I'm immune to acid. That's great.
Damn you. As a thick, like black stomach acid begins to rain down on you, you feel the 27 points of damage normally hitting you back as it kind of rains and splashes over your helmet, kind of falling aside, not really bothering you as it does so.
How does it react after seeing that I can't get hit by acid?
The creature looks down at you and kind of stares at you with like eyes wide open. Give me a sense motive.
Alright, sense motive 3. I can't see shit from this guy.
As you look up at it, I mean, it's a strange, like, thrycrane-like creature. I mean, you're not sure. It's weird.
If it wants to tell me how it feels, it can.
As it hasn't moved, and it's already done its vomiting, it's now going to do the same thing. It did it earlier. And it's going to come down and grab hold of Tun once more. Which means it needs to make a resistance check once more. 20.
And take 4 points of fire damage.
Yep, I'm making... that is with the +7, that for a 14, which means it fails.
Woo! Yeah!
As you feel, as the creature kind of goes to grab down at your neck, Tun, moving your neck and kind of moving your head over to block it with your helmet, the creature kind of bounces off as it does so. Yes, I will note for the damage of the two plugs in it right now. The creature kind of floating back up and looks over down at you, Tun, annoyed, looking over at its slugs in its side, annoyed, and then just ends its turn. The fourth Raycreen, we're on fire. God damn it, Gygax.
And entangled.
Yeah, I know. I'm rolling the strength checks first. Fucking. Ah, damn it!
Oh, man,
16 points of damage.
That's rough. I think they're going.
As the Thrycreen incinerate, while finally burning up to a crisp inside the firewall. I had to try one last time.
Hey, maybe Thrycreen act like crustaceans, so like the meat inside them will solidify when cooked.
Ooh, Gygax is hungry now.
There's no meat. I don't know if you know much about...
Well, you know how bugs, I mean, they mostly run on hydraulics, it's the same with crabs? Kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, I mean, if they cooks up, it solidifies. Maybe it's the same thing with bugs. Who knows?
True. All right. As you watch as these creatures begin to cook, burning away the outside carapace, burning into ash, and the creatures disintegrating down into nothing but ash in a pile. They end their turn. Sadly, the other Thrycreens are dead. Gygax, you're up. What would you like to do? As you look standing there, about now watching as your firewall, I assume, assumingly if you keep it up, still burns off to the side about 10 feet in front of you, kind of incinerating that long line. About 10 feet in front of you and slightly to the left, you can see the large Frankenstein-like creature attacking Cinnabari and Captain Bison. Still, and then beyond that, about 15 feet, 10 feet diagonally, if you're going direct, can kind of see Tun every once in a while when the large Frankenstein creature moves, but the little floating creature, Thrycreen-like creature, seems to still be floating about. About 60 feet back, you can see Jakix, this tall figure, kind of standing on the cart, staff in hand, aiming at the other little chunky necromancer Thrycreen ball, ready to cast a spell. You can kind of hear, though you can't see due to the size of the creatures, the barking of these wolf-like creatures that seem to be causing the carts to jiggle every once in a while, giving the obvious sign that creatures carrying them are kind of struggling in the entanglement.
Okay, so the creatures inside the cart, the bone dogs, as you
They're
call
not
them,
inside
are they
the
in
cart.
last?
They're each basically as Carrot pushing the carts forward. So they're at the front of each cart at starting at the second one.
Oh, so they're just the mules, basically.
Basically, yeah, beast of burden.
Okay, so I drop my concentration on the firewall,
Okay.
and I'm gonna recast with the wand of Wall of Fire
Oh
at
no.
the
Uh-huh.
caster at the very back, but I'm not gonna cast a wall.
Okay.
It also says I am allowed to. Where is it?
Oh no.
Or a ring of fire with
Yep.
a radius of up to 5 feet.
Yep.
So basically, it's going to be 10 foot wide.
All right.
And
As you
I am going to cast it at center, not, well, yeah, I'm going to cast it centered on him.
on
Perfect.
the tall caster or the necromancer Thrycreen?
How close are they together?
Well, the be about 10 feet in distance because the little necromancer Thrycreen at the very back would be 80 feet from you. He would be technically 70 feet from you from where he's standing on top of the cart.
Yeah, oh, he's standing on top of the cart?
Yeah, neither
That's
of these
even better.
individuals are standing on the ground. That's why they're not entangled. They're both on carts.
Okay, I'm casting it on him on the cart, 70 feet away.
All right, you're gonna burn the random guy who showed up. You know what? Hey, you don't know who this guy is. That makes fair enough. Let's.
Wait, that was the random guy?
Yeah, that's you can see him and then necromancer kind of in front of him. So that's 10
Oh,
feet
no,
in
it's
front of him.
the,
Oh, you're going
it's
for the
the
necromancer
necromancer
bugger. Okay, got you. Wanted to make sure. All right, no issues. Then that is a reflex. No, there's no save. Fuck.
there is no save.
And they don't have spell resistance, sadly.
Well, aren't they also asleep?
Oh yes, they are asleep, so they can't even do anything. Yeah, there's no reaction. Go ahead. Yeah, roll your Oh no.
So I need to do. Ba-da-ba-ba. I failed. It did not cast.
As you go to, like, aiming at it, keeping envisioned, focusing on the target, you watch as you kind of hold out the wand, and it sputters a little spark, and that kind of dies onto the ground as you look at it. Kind of smacking it, it sputters a couple more sparks onto the ground.
In that case, I'm going to use my other wand and cast summon monster, summon creature,
Summon
level
monster?
2. I think it's
Summon monster 2?
Summon monster level. Yep, I'm going to cast a celestial eagle on the Thrycreen that's floating above Tun Tun.
Okay. Oh no. Okay. As you summon the creature above, as the wand goes off, easily summoning the creature right above Tun Tun, above the Thrycreen, just about 5 feet, the creature appears. The Thrycreen not still yet noticing, though, looking down at Tun Tun, seeing the shadow. Tun Tun, you hear the creature say, "Don't remember it being dark," and as it looking down. All right. As that ends Gygax's turn, technically, because it's your summon, it goes on the same round as you. So, yeah, go ahead and what would you like this creature to do?
All right, let me grab my other book.
I'm having a bad feeling about this.
This one, it seems like it's suddenly gotten dark. Is it just me?
I don't remember seeing a lot of clouds nearby.
So, its full attack is 3 separate attacks.
Yes. So it can use its full attack for the 2 actions for this situation.
Yes. All right. So first, it's gonna go for. I'm gonna do this in order as it is in the book.
Okay.
The talons, and then the bite.
All right.
All right. So that'd be. Wow, they're just all +0.
Summon monster, great for cannon fodder. Not the highest damage. That's a 6 to hit. That does not hit. 18 hits.
And then for the bite.
That does not hit.
All right, so one of its talons. Oh wait, its talon actually had a +3, but it still would have missed.
Yep.
Okay. Just a D4.
Also, the bite due to attack rules had a -2, so that was not only not a 4, it was a 2.
Oh, that's
Well, there's
2 damage.
there's your 2 points of damage from the talon.
As the creature, the eagle, or the bird slashes across the creature's back, slightly pulling on the two slugs in it, causing the poor necromancer Thrycreen to kind of irk at that and look up with shock and screech as it does so. All right. As the creature ends its turn, staring down Gygax, that is your turn. That necromancer is out cold, and he has got to roll his fortitude save, which is not fantastic. Oh god, it is just a straight d20. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. All right, so that's a failure. And he's not moving. Let's do. He as the creature wakes up and stares blankly, looking about, kind of blinking a bit and looking around, ending its turn. Kicks is up and is going to cast the same thing again. So the guy's going to make the same save and goes right back to sleep. So as the necromancer kind of wakes up, looking about for a second, smiling at the very back, kind of ready once more to attack, it begins to just, as Jakix waves his staff up, begins to close its eyes, blinking and laying back down onto the cart as it ends its turn. The hounds are gonna make their saves. It's a strength still for this entanglement.
Yep.
I dislike you for this. I'll let that
I
be
know.
known.
Hey, but at least they're not getting fire damage automatically.
That's true. That is a 19.
It failed by 1.
That ends their turn. Cinnabari, you're up.
You know the worst part? Entangle lasts 5 minutes.
Yep, I know. No, I know. I'm very familiar.
They're gonna be here.
Hey, wait, did the carts catch on fire already?
The carts did not catch a fire. They did seem to be kind of warming, but some of the goods in the back are starting to catch a blaze.
Is there a rider right behind this creature I'm fighting?
No. The closest it was is the cloak that's now kind of laid out there, where the two necromancers were stacked on each other. It's just this creature itself.
Well, the battle continues against this fucking creature. Captain Bison is angry.
All right, let's see what Captain Bison can swing at.
Uh, 24 to hit.
Does not hit.
What kind of fucking AC this thing have?
It's not flat-footed anymore, so
It had a fucking
that was its flat-footed AC. I'll send you the sheet later after session. Don't worry.
Well, let's just roll these at once. Oh, you roll for that.
Whew. That one, that's not great.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
No.
Go. What's the highest as far as it goes?
These all have a +11 to hit, so that's a 30.
The first one hits. That's the only one.
A 25 misses. I don't like creatures. These things are meant for level 8s. And my monster abilities do not help in combat because you didn't give me much.
Nope. I didn't expect you to come in with Captain Bison either, though.
Hit anything.
9 points.
Yep.
As you slam into the creature, it's with your lance piercing through its arm. You watch as it pulls away, licks at the wound, and as the wound starts to close, it seems to kind of knit itself together and then stops and seemingly breaks back apart.
And then Captain Bison's gonna try and bite it.
All right. Damn! Now there you go, Captain Bison. That works. That hits.
Yeah. Let's see. The damage modifier. of that one because from a spell. That's a d6 plus strength and a half. Oh, this is about to hurt. All right. 13 damage.
Okay. As you slam into... Good.
As I hit with 2 attacks, he's about to get rended.
Oh, no.
Plus 12... 19 damage as he rends into the creature.
Is that 19 on top of the 13?
Yes.
Okay. As you tear into the creature, or as Captain Bison tears in, biting hold, clamping down on the creature's forearm, Captain Bison tearing away, the arm almost disconnects from the body cleanly, falling to the ground as Captain Bison tosses it to the side. The creature seemingly kind of like tilting its head and looking at the hole in its shoulder now, and then like kind of moves its hand over to touch it and moves the bone around, and then looks down at you.
And then Cinnabari's going to attack, because that was all Captain Bison.
Alright. Oh, no.
It's the same roll twice. Well, since the 25 missed earlier, I don't think he's hit, because it's a 23 each.
Nope. Neither hit. As you swing at the creature, it seems to now kind of hold its hand up in the air and kind of lean back, trying not to be attacked, as it seems to register the what's happening to it finally. Alright.
My turn.
As you end your turn, the creature is going to look over at the Thrycreen being smacked and the suddenly celestial eagle, if I remember, if I heard correctly, and is going to swing at the eagle immediately. With a burning hatred, it is going to waste all 3 of its attacks on this creature.
This burning eagle's like what, like 10 feet in the air, yeah?
Yep. This creature's 9 feet tall.
That's true.
So that is, let's see, 20, 18, and 17.
Hit.
All right.
I think it's 14 AC.
Let's see.
I think an eagle also has 5 health.
Yeah, just roll the first hit, okay?
No, this creature literally, I have to run it as the thing. This creature hates celestial beings with it's going to keep hitting regardless of if it's dead or not. So that is 19, and then to finish it with its claws, even though it's already dead, I'm not going to bother rolling because we don't need to wait for that. Because I know I assume the creature's dead at 19 damage. So,
it's like dead 14.
As all 3
It's dead 4 times over.
As this creature like slashes at the eagle, tearing it, grabbing hold of it, gnashing into it. The eagle is torn to bits as the creature wastes all of its turn attacking it. Regardless, blood like celestial, what you'd expect celestial blood to spill out all over, though nothing happens as the creature finally breaks into light and dissipates.
The floating Thrycrane did take 2 points of damage for that.
He does.
Bro's like really hates God, huh?
That ends the creature's turn, and back up to the top of the initiative order, Doots.
Almost also like, cool there.
Well, now.
You just watch this visage as the horrific attack of this poor creature, which honestly might be more grotesque than anything you've seen so far.
Well then, I hope we come up with a fail-safe plot to piss off the dumb few who forgave us.
As you sing this out, give me a concentration perform check. God damn it. This is not morale boosting.
No, I got a 15.
You
and an 18.
You managed to keep the performance, though you all hear this song and feel the loss of it, losing the extra +1, now only keeping the original. So you're now back to a +1 instead of a +2 on your attacks. As Doot seems to get worse as he plays, feeling the depression from the song. Doot, you maintain concentration, you performed, are you still holding your action just in case?
I'm sorry, I'm getting yelled at by Zebra right now.
Zebra in the back of your head giving you...
Yeah, I can hear it all. Yeah, dude, the whole hive's on your ass.
Go ahead, though, Doots.
So I think it's best I probably swap to a different song so it's not so depressing, and I'll start that on my next turn.
All right.
I will still hold my action.
Okay. All right. Tunathy Tumberton the third. You look
All right,
upon the battlefield. You look above you. You see the Thrycrane slightly floating, looking with excitement and happiness. Now that the bird is gone, and you see towering over you this creature looking down at you, and its hands where it's one hand where the eagle was a moment ago.
Well,
You get flanking. It's facing the other way.
This creature does not get flanking, or can't be flanked.
Oh.
well, then I suppose better now than never. Can I get a con save?
Against the necromancer or the monster?
Would a 30-foot cone hit both of them?
Fair enough. For the first one, and I assume fortitude. So give me a minute. Oh, I'm actually not good at that for the monster. Got a 13. Ooh.
Oh, sorry. My apologies. It's a reflex save. I see now.
Oh, thank the gods. Oh god, that was about to be bad. All right.
That's actually
I
bad
should
for
have
you.
kept quiet, but you know.
Undead creature immune to fortitude save check things.
Well, there's something.
It probably would have been better.
25 for the reflex save on the giant monster and the necromancer. Wow,
It actually is. It's both saves.
22.
So the fortitude would be needed
All right.
anyway.
So then they will take
Oh, it is
half
both?
damage.
Alright. Well, it works.
Okay. So they'll be taking half damage. I need to.
Wait,
roll
Zebril.
multiple dice.
To
Yes.
confirm, wait, what do you mean by they? So they have to do four. Wait, what spell is this?
No, so they need to do the reflex save first, but regardless of how they roll on that, they still have to roll the fortitude
Yeah,
save.
they'll still need to roll a full.
What is this?
It's if you look on the
Just tell me.
void mind creature, it's the cone of
It's
slime.
the cone of slime.
Oh, got you. Okay.
So with the fortitude save,
From both. All right. Well,
so reflex is for half damage, fortitude is for not being stunned.
alright. So for 13 and 17 for fortitude, and then 25 and 22 for reflex.
What'd you say was the fortitudes?
13 and 17.
They both fail for fortitudes. They're both stunned.
All right.
Let me see.
Yeah.
How long is it? A D4 plus 1 round. So I'll also roll that as well.
Oh no! As you vomit out this nasty fluid onto the creatures.
I do have to say it is acid damage, so take that into account.
All right, go ahead and roll your damage for it.
All right. So.
And did I
it's
succeed on
5.
the reflexes? I assume.
Yes, you did succeed. So whatever I say, you're going to take half for
Okay.
the damage. So that's going to be 5d6. So 12 damage. So you would take 6 acid damage for each of those creatures.
Okay. It takes no acid damage.
Okay.
As its acid resistance is too high.
Gotcha. And as for the stun, it'll be stunned. Both creatures are stunned for 4 turns.
The necromancer, as he looks down, seems to be like in shock, realizing that he is stunned. But as you look over at the undead creature, it does not seem to be bothered in the slightest. Undead. By the way, if you didn't know, undead are immune to being stunned.
Okay. You see, I was kind of conflicted because it was still making like fortitude saves, so I wasn't really sure what this thing was.
I didn't know what you were doing, so that's why I made the roll.
All right. So then I will bite the.
I will say the necromancer is stunned, so he can't move.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get the. I'm gonna try to get rid of this necromancer.
Or rather, yeah.
Does a 10 hit?
For that's flat-footed, I believe, is stunned. So that would be 15. No.
Wait, actually, hold on. I didn't add anything else on top of that. So, because I was 10 plus the 5 plus the 2 plus Dukes is 1.
Just for notes, Stun is not only flat-footed, also gets another -2.
Oh, is it? So it does hit for the 13 because that meets him. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I forgot to add the rest of the shit. All right, cool. 24 damage.
You, as you slam into, or as you bite at the creature, the necromancer, as you kind of gulp him down, you bite down one solid chunk and feel the creature kind of fall into your mouth, completely stop moving.
All right. Now, tentacle attack towards the undead.
All right. Let's see what you got.
22.
22 does not hit.
Damn.
As the creature just kind of smacks your tentacle away with its large hand. All right. As enduring your term. Yeah, there's no dam, there's no ocean. There's a river within a mile, a mile and a half, as I mentioned to Dun earlier for reference to Dutes. All right.
How big is this river?
Well, it's far. It's a mile and a half away. So.
Is it big enough to have a ship sail through it?
You don't know. You haven't seen the river.
Yeah, so. I'm the only one who knows it's there.
Let's say Tundun heard running water. He didn't actually.
You canoe this early.
As the necromancers are dead, the Throicreans are dead. Gygax, you are up. The one necromancer at the very far back, you can see is fallen back into a slumber. You can still see the rattling of the carts from their, basically where the mules would be. The large undead creature kind of looking down at Tuntun, its back turned to you right now, at kind of hiding and eclipsing Tuntun. As you look about, what would you like to do? Oh, I will say the cart you do notice is starting to, or wagons are starting to catch fire at the front due to the sparks from earlier.
Okay, would it be possible for me to summon a fiendish squid?
That depends. How do you plan? I mean, I assume with summon monster?
Yeah.
If it falls within the... Uh-huh.
I'm just being a smartass.
Oh, okay.
How far away is Tuntun from the rear end of the zombie beast thing?
5 feet, technically.
Oh, so it's not as big as I thought it was. I thought it was going to be like a...
No, it takes up 1 square, even though it's counted as large.
And I'm 10 feet away from this creature?
Yes.
All right. Well, then I'm going to use the flanking.
Okay.
That gives me +2. I get +1 from Dooch. And I get +9 for the attack.
All right, let's see what you got. 19 to hit.
19 to hit.
On the giant zombie-like creature?
Yep.
That does not hit.
All right. I'm going to try that again. 26. Does that hit?
Nope.
What?
As you go swinging your pseudopod at the creature, it seems to bounce off the creature without even affecting it. You see as it kind of scratches its back where you hit it, but doesn't seem to be phased at all as it stares down at Tuntun.
Okay, my pseudopods are not going to do diddly squat. Well, shite.
So have you missed me missing like 25 and 26s this whole time fighting this fucking thing?
Alright, Gygax, as that's your 2 actions, that ends your turn. I assume, unless there's anything bonus that you had? I know there's not bonus action, but I always like to ask just to make sure in case there's something you're thinking. Alright, moving on. We got the necromancer at the back. He's going to make his fortitude save once more. or his 2 fortitude saves. And fails both. Out cold. The tall gentleman who had transformed at the back of the cart seems to kind of jump forward, grabbing the small Thrycreen, and then just kind of waves to you, Cinnabari and Gygax, not being able to really see Tun or really Dutes at this point. Kind of just waves to you as he walks through what looks to be a portal that opens up behind him and leaves.
And he took the necromancer with him?
Yep, as well as the cloak and the staff as he kind of leans back there and grabs both those items and pulls them through.
So with both necromancers gone?
Give me a minute.
Okay.
As the creature leaves and the portal closes, ending his turn, the hounds drop almost immediately, and the large ghoul-like creature finally drops to the ground, falling apart into pieces as the spells binding them kind of fails. Thus, ending combat as you look about. The front cart slightly aflame. The bodies of the 3 gravehounds in the back kind of standing at the front, collapsing to the ground into a pile of bones. This large Frankenstein-like monster falling apart into bits onto the ground and just chunks of flesh as it does so. The front cart slightly blazing, I assume. The party putting out as you lot turn, and as you guys start to kind of pull the wagons and start to look through them, kind of watching the road. We're gonna end session here for today, I think.
Yeah, it makes sense.
We thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed, and we will see you on the next one.